My name's Bithead1000, and that's a giant dick. Listen, when I'm not cleaning up dog shit or getting yelled at by my screaming wife and kid, I'm listening to the Over the Top podcast with my man Trevor with the 4K face.
Hey everyone, Trevor at Top Loaded Gaming. I'm joined by my buddy Jason at Overthink Gaming. And
what's up?
Today we have a couple guests. We have 8-Bit Eric and we have SmashJT. So these guys kind of have a little beef to squash with each other, and we want to give them the opportunity to do so. So who'd like to go first?
Smash is more than welcome to go. I won't even interrupt.
All right.
So what I was asking was, you guys Eric had a live stream, and I saw the mess go on Twitter, but I couldn't keep up with it because I wasn't in the live stream. So I didn't know exactly what happened. What exactly went down in that live stream? Because it seemed like it got pretty crazy on Twitter.
I think Eric would probably be best to answer that because it was his live stream.
Okay. Well, if you want that, I started streaming at 10:47, which I do have a link to the full stream. Let me pull it up to you. I did send this information to Trevor so he could use it in post. So 10:47, I began my stream. That's the full stream. This is my tweet announcing at 10:47 that I will be streaming. We don't have the time for it right now, but if you're willing to, you can check the first 51 minutes of the stream. And please, Trevor, put this in the description of this video too. You could check the first 51 minutes and 38 seconds of this stream. And I even have timestamps for you for any time that I may touch my phone or even look at it. At 2 minutes and 3 seconds, I closed my phone to begin the stream because I just finished tweeting. I was making sure that the audio was okay, and I was making sure that I was live. So at 2:03, it's the first time I touched my phone, and you hear the closing noise of the iPhone.
If there's any requests at all during today's stream, I'll take them. Feel free to send, like $1 or whatever. Oh shoot, evil protagonist. Thank you for.
During that first 51 minutes, a gentleman by the name of D-Dub Gaming and Smash TV interacted with somebody called David Webb, whose account has been deleted, which, Trevor, you heard my reaction the other day when I was like, wow, David Webb's tweets and everything is missing when I was on the phone with you. The first engagement between D-Dub that I could see, because unfortunately David Webb's tweets are gone, was at 10:55 p.m. I started my stream at 10:47 p.m. If you at least watch, 10:47 to 10:55 is what, 8 minutes? If you watch my stream, my first 8 minutes, the only time that I touch my phone is to close it to begin the stream, and then I start playing Donkey Kong. I'm not engaging in any tweets. I'm not engaging in any conversation at all. I do not touch my phone again until 17 minutes and 8 seconds, where I check the Twitch app to see if the sound is okay, because I had audience members saying the game sound was too loud. And that's the only reason why I touched it, was to look at the Twitch app. I did not touch my phone again until 51 minutes and 38 seconds, when one of my mods by the name of Krillin comes in to mention that he replied to Smash on Twitter, which I have the tweet right here that he wrote to Smash. And this also has a timestamp from him. And that was at, let's see, opening the tweet. That tweet was at 11:38.
Yeah, Krillin. No comment, though. I don't know if you saw on Twitter.
So that's 51 minutes, 38 seconds. If you look right here, calculator.net, I actually linked you guys to a link that opens up how many minutes between 10:47 p.m. and 11:38 p.m. All these tweets have timestamps based on my time zone location. I looked on the thing. I said, hang on, guys. Let me take a look at something, because I acknowledged that Krillin, I said, hey, no comment. You didn't have to. I appreciate it. I get it. That's when Smash showed up in the stream. I have a timestamp here when that happened. When he popped in and said, hey, guys, LOL, let me look at my alts, because he was going at it with David Webb. Keep in mind, I hadn't touched my phone that whole time to engage in a Twitter conversation with SmashTV. This was during my live stream. I was streaming. Smash went in here and started, I guess, trying to check if I was David Webb or something. And he engaged with David Webb. Let me see if I can pull those tweets, because I got all that, or what's left, because David Webb, the fucking idiot, deleted his fucking tweets. So if I can pull this up.
And just to clarify, though, you are most worried about disproving the accusation that you're.
I want to prove to nobody else on the Milky Way galaxy, to SmashJT, that I was not David Webb, and that I was busy minding my own business, live streaming to my audience, who was there to watch somebody play video games, to escape their life, to get away from work, to decompress, to entertain them. I was not on Twitter. The only time that I checked my phone was when Krillin told me about it. If you watch the stream, I literally sat here before we got on tonight and watched 51 minutes and 38 seconds of my live stream and counted how many times I looked at my phone and how many times I did anything that was not playing the game until Smash came in. I got heated because I found that rude and disrespectful for Smash to come in the stream, interrupt it, and cause questions, and then basically vanish for some time until he came back and started whatever other conjecture he started doing, saying, oh, you know, this and that. And then apparently there was an alt that came in there, which I'm sure that's what he's going to point out. It got to the point where Smash basically disrupted the stream. And I was like, hey, Smash, come on, I'm here. Let's hash it out. He has my phone. Smash, do you have my phone number?
Yes.
Did I tell you on stream, call me right now, let's hash it out?
Yes.
Did I say you have ways to get a hold of me?
Yes.
Did you do any of that?
No.
Okay. So I sat there, interrupted my stream to engage with you, and then that alt came in. And that wasn't the only alt that came in. There was a 9-bit Derek that came in too, that's been sniffing around.
Oh yeah, I see that one.
And I have no idea who that is. I ignored that alt, the alt that was coming after me. I ignored it. Your SmashJT alt wasn't the only alt that I ignored. The reason why I ignored the alts was because I was addressing you. You were not calling me. You were not trying to hash the situation out with me. You interrupted my stream where everybody in there was saying, dude, just get lost already. You came in multiple times. You came in 3 times. And I was like, dude, let's squash this. You did not do it. Then you were like, okay, if you don't ban that guy, you can ban me. And I was like, no, you can just leave. I don't have to ban you. If I ban you, that goes against everything that you tried to tell Trevor and Jason on the last stream that you were on, that I can't take criticism, that I can't do this and that. This has nothing to do with the stream right here, but before any of this happened, when the Rick strikes happened, when Trevor first contacted me, he said, hey, I saw this situation going on. You know, do you know anything about this? And I lashed out. I said, look, dude, I'm trying to move away from the drama. He can even pull up these screenshots if he wants. I said, I want nothing to do with this. Like, I was like, fuck everything. I have nothing to do with this. I'm innocent. I want nothing to do with this. I told him I wanted to remove myself. I wanted nothing to do with Voldemort. You know who. I wanted nothing to do with that. I was not reacting to him. I was not engaging with him. And I have not done it. I have not reacted to anything that anybody has said about me in video form, comment form, nothing. Because I took a break from YouTube, going on almost 3 weeks. The only thing I uploaded was giveaway, a video game monthly box giveaway. And I've just been focused on entertaining my audience on Twitch and going to explore that platform to become, like you would say, a better person. it even got to the point where after you were on the stream with not the stream, the podcast with them, Trevor messaged me ahead of time and was like, "Hey, I'm just letting you know your name came up. I don't want you to think it was backstabbing or anything like that." I watched the stream and I literally, and he could show you this too. I said, "That was it." Like I wasn't ever expected to be rung through the mud and hung, and it wasn't. I didn't find any offense to any kind of criticism you said. In fact, I told him it was all fair. That you were exactly right when you said Darius Truxton is, the person that I should have been ignoring because it gave him a platform, and what you said about Wood giving him the platform and all this stuff. You're absolutely right. Should I have engaged with them? No. And it got to the point where me engaging and me interacting with people caused them to go on this pitchfork thing where I got doxxed, and I have a full timeline PDF of all that where my legit phone number, address was leaked multiple times. Trevor also has that. I don't know if Jason's seen any of that at all, but I have a full account that includes police reports. It has a full account of internet crime safety FBI reports and everything. And at that time, I was going through it. And that's when you messaged me on Facebook because the strikes happened to Rick's channel. Jason's name got struck into it. And you messaged me. And I lashed out at you. And you mentioned that on Twitter the other day, which, if let's go to that. Actually, it began with 7th Level. I'm going to link it in the chat. 7th Level, who said that you banned him for criticism, and all I put was eyeballs. And you wrote, "Not that you deserve an explanation after you treated me via DMs, but I'll indulge you. My interactions with this dude were negative, and he never added anything useful to the conversation. I've blocked people, as I'm sure you have too. Doesn't mean it's because of criticism." Okay, fair enough. You didn't have to explain it. You didn't have to indulge me. But that actually kind of made me wonder how you were trying to imply that I treated you like anything when you didn't tell the whole story about how, if you look at the way you started the DM to me, you came out pretty accusatory. In fact, before that, I hadn't engaged with you since, I would say, maybe October, which I actually have screenshots of those two, our Twitter DMs that happened before that, from July to October, from when I collabed with you and when I defended you against Rick because he made a video about you and all that stuff. But that has nothing to do with, in my opinion, what happened this week. But if you want to go back that far, I can. I tweeted in this tweet as a response to the one that I just shared. Wasn't going to show these, but F it. This is fake JT. Cries about being real. Cries about YouTubers not taking criticism and being blocked, but blocks people also. Can't take criticism and is fake nice to anti-e-beggars because he's scared of them criticizing him. And the reason why I did that, and also you can even ask Trevor, I said, dude, I have some DMs. I don't know if I should leak them. I don't know if I should put them out. I even was like, I don't know if I should do it.
Yeah, I don't remember you reaching out to me on that.
I did. I talked to you.
I trust you that you did. You know, I just don't remember.
And I actually reached out to other people saying, should I do it? And everybody told me no. But the reason why I did it was because he made it sound like I victimized him about the way I treated him. When you see right here, January 11th at 4:18, did you strike Rick? Everyone's talking about someone impersonating Jason. You know anything about that? Now, I want to know, was Smash approaching me as a friend off the record for that? Or was it to try to get another news story? Because around that time, Smash made a video saying he was tired of being fake on YouTube, that all he was fake, and that he was going to keep it real from now on.
And to be fair, I want to interject on one thing. To be fair about that, I kind of feel like once Smash brought up those DMs, I feel like it kind of put Eric in this situation, like you were calling him into question. So at that point, when you referenced the DMs, it was kind of sort of fair to start. I just feel like no matter what, once they were referenced, it was only a matter of time before someone put them out there. But I don't know. It's a sort of nuanced situation. I don't know how to feel about it. But I feel like referencing the DMs, there's only one result, that it's going to end up building to, which is, all right, let's just put them out there,
Now,
So
to get back on it, my initial reaction to him was, I think, pretty similar to how I initially reacted to you, Trevor, when you reached out to me about the situation. I said, no, I showed enough evidence, and so has he, defending Jason, who I actually have no reason to defend Jason. Me and Jason have had our own disagreements in the past, and I've never once told him take any video down, even when we had our own private messages. I've never told him take anything down. I've never done that. I've met him in person. We've talked. I said we both had fake copyright infringements using incorrect info of ours to try to stir stuff up. You said, yeah, I know. And then my reply immediately after that was, please leave me alone, dude. And this is not my MCN telling me, because at the time, you just finished making a video saying that you were blacklisted by network and that nobody talks to you because of this and that. I said, look, dude, I've been doxxed legitimately, been threatened, had my number called. And then right here, you volunteered this. Nobody told you to say, I don't think Darius is safe to associate with. And then that set me off, because literally right after that, you gave him a shout out and an endorsement in one of your videos where it was like 2 minutes long. Oh, he's not the most conventional guy, and he's this and that, and sometimes he really gets his point across, and he's unconventional, and this and that. You said this isn't about me. So it's not about you, but you volunteered you're thinking that Darius is not safe to associate with. I didn't even bring him up. I'm the obsessed one, but I didn't even bring him up. You did. I said, dude, I'm not near the fence you sit on. YouTube's not worth crossing over personal boundaries, over PO boxes, MCNs, and PayPal. It's real people no matter what. I've never done serious.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
To be fair, this is a lot of stuff to unpack. So
Okay.
I feel like there should be like some gaps so I can refute and rebuttal,
Yeah.
but whatever. I don't want to be interrupted.
I'll do better in the future.
Okay.
All right.
No, go on. If you have something to say, please do it.
So you said I brought up Darius.
Yeah.
But the only reason I brought him up is, would you agree that Darius was somewhat related to you being doxxed?
Yeah.
Okay. So that was my response to you saying I've been doxxed legitimately and have been threatened and had my phone called.
Okay.
Which is why I brought up Darius, because they're the direct
To interject on that, same question right back at you. Would you agree that he was involved or knows knowledge of the doxing?
I honestly, I don't know enough about that situation, but from what I understand, and if I am to believe you, then yes, he is. But
Okay.
I haven't done the research or anything on it, so I don't know for sure anything about it.
I know this is a little bit down the rabbit hole, but I can help you out with that, with sending you a couple videos where Darius threatened bad things would happen to me if I didn't get off YouTube, and that he's in touch with people that know where I live, that they know what restaurants are by my house, they know when I'm home, they know when I'm not. He deleted these videos, by the way. But keep in mind, if we go back to these DMs, you said, I know these guys are bad news, man. This is where I lost it, because I'm in the middle of trying to tell you I want nothing to do with it for a reason. And that's because he was doing all this, and yet you were in his comment section. Good job, man. Way to go. Keep it up. And then you're like, oh, dude, I'm just getting nice with him so I don't get attacked. So again, if you're saying that you think you said this, I know I wouldn't pass it themselves doing this for attention. Anything's in play. My point is to steer clear of them. You're better than that. And I'm like, you're not wrong. You're absolutely not. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not wrong. I'm better than making a Baron Von Keeb account, but that had nothing to do with this. Maybe it was a cause or an effect of it. But at this point, I was just lashing out because you came at me with the, oh, I thought we were closer than that. Somewhere in this DM. Let me open it up. I have it right here. Always felt like you and I were on a good level. I'm sorry that's changed. I'm not innocent at all. No one is. Been considering stepping away for good, to be honest. And I'm like, dude, just stop it. Nobody wants to fuck with you because you just, one minute you're here, the next minute you're saying something else. And I don't want to talk about this right now because I'm getting doxxed. I'm getting leaked. I'm getting all this stuff. I'm getting threatened to be deplatformed. Everything that you're claiming that you're currently against right now is what I was going through. Almost exactly the same. And back then, I was the devil for lashing at you when you tried to come at me like that, man. I showed everything, and I asked you again. If you look at all these, this is on Twitter. There's links. I said, dude, I'm out. I'm not, what, why are bad things going to happen to me? Because I'm not sucking up to the anti-e-beggars thing, man. And you said, I'm cordial with him because I don't want him coming after me. Not because I'm two-faced. I can see how that looks from the outside looking in, though. So back then, you understood how it looks outside looking in.
All right,
but
let's let him respond.
Okay, well, can I make one final point?
Yeah.
And then he can do it. But just on Darius's video last night where I guess I'm a clown or something. Oh, good job exposing this guy for who he really is after sending child porn spam to my email, making threats, admitting he's in touch with doxers and all that. But we're closer. We're on a closer level than that, Smash. Come on, man. And I'm not supposed to be upset.
All right, Smash, go ahead. Because he has quite a lot written down, so.
Jesus Christ.
Shit.
All right, so I got to start off with one question to ask you, and feel free. You're not interrupting, so don't feel like you are. Why do you keep injecting yourself into the drama if you don't want any piece of the drama?
Name an example.
Everything you just talked about.
Okay, so everything I just talked about was only pertaining to our DM. That was pertaining to you reaching out to me about the.
You talked about your live stream, how you were saying, call me, you have my phone number, how. Look, okay. Is that your response? I'll just go.
No, go on.
Okay.
You might be better off with a specific example,
The sharing of the DMs initially
Mm-hmm.
didn't bother me at all, like whatsoever. Honestly, you did it. I laughed. I'm like, he's just making himself look like a moron right now, like, because I had nothing to hide there, and I didn't really feel like it was exposing me to anything. It was just proving my point when I said, hey, man, because of how you treated me in the DMs, X, Y, and Z, and then you felt because I said that you needed to share the DMs. And by doing that, I feel like you proved my point, which was just kind of weird, but okay if that's what you were trying to get across.
Okay. Can I ask you something about the DMs?
Sure.
And don't mean to throw somebody under the bus, but when you talked to Trevor about it, did you mention that you came at me about the strikes?
Well, here's
open the email. How you open the DM?
Here's the thing. When you say I came at you, and you said this earlier too, when you're like, I was aggressive with you and you were really on the defensive right away. And I'm sorry if that's how you took it. This is word for word what I wrote to you, though, because I was legitimately concerned that you had something to do with the situation. And because of our history, I was worried that I was on a good level with someone who would do something like this. So I apologize if I was concerned, that I was worried that I thought you might be someone who you weren't. And I said straight up, because I thought we were on a good level, did you strike Rick? Question mark. Now, you took that as extremely accusatory, whereas to me, it's just a question. Did you strike Rick?
Mhm.
Simple yes or no. And then you didn't respond. So I wrote, everyone's talking about someone impersonating Jason. You know anything about that? Again, not accusing you, just wanted to get a conversation started. And honestly, from that, it must have struck a nerve because you just went off on me
Mhm.
from that. So
Okay. Would you say that I went off on you for no reason?
I would say that the next time you find yourself in that kind of situation, I would recommend getting a temperature check of the person before just jumping into full-on attack mode.
Okay. So do you have any more to add
Is
to this, or
I have a lot more to add, but is that fair to say that?
that is fair? And in an ideal situation, that would be fair. However, in this next situation, I'm pretty sure the person that's DMing me, whether I strike somebody, is not congratulating and patting fucking the bad guy from Incredibles 1 on the fucking back and saying that he's doing a great job and kissing his ass.
Well, your email was exposed, and it wasn't you. It was a fake email account, if we're to believe that was not you. So you can understand why people would think it might be you because your name was the email, correct?
Yeah, but if you look at the timeline of events, I have screenshots that not only was that fake email leaked, but that there was other Eric Perez's in the state of Texas, including me, who had their real emails, their real phone numbers, and their addresses doxed. I didn't confirm.
Right. I didn't do any of that research, and I think you can understand that I was just reaching out asking you.
Okay. And did I know that you didn't do that research? Of course. But what did I know for sure? Where did I see you interacting at with who you were interacting with?
Again,
where did
why
I see you commenting at?
Again, that's why I think a temperature check would have been really beneficial to you there instead of what happened. But
okay, so
be that as it may, I don't want to tell you how to act.
On the flip side, though, is there a way that he could have messaged you that way where you wouldn't have taken offense?
Right. Like, what would have been a better way to ask it?
Okay, well, maybe if you wouldn't have tried to give me this whole, oh, those guys are bad news after I asked you initially.
Well, that's after you already started going off on me. I'm talking about before then.
Nope. I said, please leave me alone. This is not my MCN telling me. I had to add that because you just made a video saying that MCN Mafia did not talk to you.
Well, you gotta give the full story. I said, yeah, I know to that. I wasn't implicating the MCN. I know that wasn't the MCN putting you up to that.
I had to say that, and I said.
But I already said I agree with you. I know it's not them, so I don't know why you're making that a point. Like that's what I was thinking.
Look at the DMs. Look at it word for word. And my reaction. I said, please leave me alone. This is not my MCN telling me. You didn't say I know that until over at least 8 more messages.
No, it was the immediate message after.
No, it was not. I'm looking at it right here.
Oh, it's right before it. Sorry, but yeah. Okay.
Go on.
I think we're focusing on the wrong aspect of this.
Okay.
Anyway, to bring it back to the point of where this major storm started. The Baron von Keeb situation with you is a really bad look, and that sticks with you forever. You can't shake that. So when alts start popping up and coming at me and start using screenshots from Darius and comments, if you were me, I'm just being fair, and that account was made the same day that I was that I was messaged publicly on Twitter, that a tweet came out tweeting at me, this is who you're friends with on Twitter. If you were me, what would be your first thought of who this could be?
Well, apparently, if we're following your logic, you would need a temperature check with the way that you acted. You didn't give me one.
My temperature check was to not tag you, because if it's not you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Mm.
I want to give
Oh.
a quick little quick little comment. Eric, just to tell you like my side. Your Baron von Keeb. When I first heard about, that's when I first heard about you know who, and
Mhm.
I saw that like I've seen you as your character Joey Specter in your wrestling career. You're very good, man. You play that character totally different than what your personality is on YouTube. So I saw how well you did that character, and then I kind of mixed the Baron von Keeb, and I'm all like, dude, what is this dude doing? So I didn't believe a lot of who you were as far as on YouTube. I'm like, dude, this Baron von Keeb. I started believing everything that motherfucker was saying, and his videos were entertaining. I didn't take him serious, and that's how I looked at Darius. I did not take that fucker serious. I fucking laughed at everything. I thought everything was a fucking joke until I realized how fucking fucked up that motherfucker is. So, I mean, is it fair that Smash probably doesn't know, like probably thinks the same way or something similar as you making this Baron von Keep could automatically think like all these other odd accounts that he talks about, which I don't believe. I once accused you of an odd account, and the more longer that odd account came to my page, I realized it wasn't you. But I quickly thought that because during that time, I related everything to the Baron von Keeb. And it sucks that I did that because I realize now that I was like, fuck, that wasn't fucking Eric.
But that's what I keep going back to is that Baron von Keep thing
Mhm.
is the spark that always people will go back to. What Jason was just saying about your wrestling career and how it's like an alternate personality, and I would agree, you're very good at playing a persona. So from the outside looking in at you, it's not a gigantic leap for the average layperson to just presume, especially if you connect the dots. And honestly, if you remove any bias from this, I'd like to think you could understand why people think that about you.
Okay. And it's good that you bring that up because I actually had private talks with not just Trevor, but also Tipster about the situation with Baron von Keeb. In fact, at one point, I publicly apologized to Darius and admitted it, and he deleted it. I said, I was Baron von Keeb. I'm sorry for it. At the time, things were heated up at the most they were, and that I wanted to troll you back because of the situation that was. Let me ask you, what do you know about why I did that?
Let me retort with another question because it doesn't really matter why you did it.
But you brought it up.
If you can relate it to, you would have the same motivation to create a new alt for me as back then after I made a video calling out some of your friends. And it would be a motivating factor for you to try to start poking at me, to come back at me without implicating yourself.
Okay.
Like I'm not an idiot. Like as much as I might sound it sometimes, I'm not an idiot.
You say some certain words like outside looking in, because again, back to the DM with the way I reacted to you, you said you could see how it would look on the outside looking in. And you're brushing off why I was upset at you for me seeing you outside looking in to the casual party, like you just said. If somebody looked at the Baron von Keeb stuff, but
the difference is I've never made an alt account. I've never trolled people. But that's a big difference.
What did the alt account have to do with the way that I treated you in the DM?
Lack of trust.
And the DM, what did the alt have to do with that?
Lack of trust going into a conversation.
So like, was I supposed to have no lack of trust with you coming at?
To me, I mean, this is going way off the rails, but to me,
of course it is, because you're not bringing it up, man. I'm trying to get my response because you're saying you brought it up, then you brought up something else. I'm just trying to prove my side too. So outside looking in, when you approached me about strikes, and the very person that was threatening me and doing all that, I saw you being cool with, and I asked you to leave me alone. And you started doing this whole, I don't think this guy's safe. This guy's bad news. I'm staying my distance away from, which to this day, you're still talking to him. So where's that distance? am I supposed to have a lack of trust with you or not?
I don't. You can trust me or not. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. The point is, like, I'm not the one that's being implicated on anything right now, unless you want to start doing that with me, which is fine. But the whole point of this conversation is it's been a lot of things, and it kind of came to a head with David Webb. One of the major frustrations I have going into this call is, conveniently, David Webb has deleted his account and removed it.
Yeah.
Because I was genuinely looking forward to this call, because you know what I was going to say to you to prove your innocence on this?
What?
Put your Twitter phone up to the screen and let's see the homepage on it and see if you have any alts on the top corner. Doesn't matter now, though, because he's been deleted.
Okay.
So,
fair enough.
From the outside in, that's awfully convenient for him to up and peace out of town right before we're about to have a conversation. And if I were, again, I'm not a moron, if I were to be trolling someone and then to prove my innocence go on a call, you bet your ass I would also delete that person going into the phone call. So I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm saying that's awfully convenient, and it's a terribly bad look.
Okay. And I completely agree. And that's fair. And it's not true, because if you take the time after this call to watch the first 51 minutes of my stream before you popped in, and you look at the screenshots or whatever's left of your...
I mean, we could bicker back and forth on what we believe and what we think.
Okay. So the evidence that I have doesn't matter.
I think, to be fair, plain and simple, if the time going forward in that stream coincides with the tweets being fired out and Eric's not doing anything, I think that's plain and simple that
not true. Not true. Because here's the thing.
How so?
Eric this is where it gets interesting, because Eric is not an idiot either. I give him credit.
Now, to be fair though, I mean, he could have put somebody up to this stuff, but you gotta be like, clear on what you accusing him of.
Exactly. Can I say what I'm gonna say?
Go ahead.
Go on.
So here's how the whole SmashJT interrupting his stream and caused a disturbance happened. Now, I would like to have the floor for a while without being interrupted here.
Eric got the floor for a long time, so go ahead. You got the floor.
Okay. So somebody told me Eric was streaming, and I was like, oh, he's crazy enough to stream while having this alt. Why would he do that except to try to prove to people that it definitely was not him? Now, that, again, I'm just going from my twisted brain of what I would try to do if I were trying to trick people and prove it that it wasn't me. That would be the first thing that I would do. Be like, guys, I had a live stream. It's impossible for that to have been me, because there were tweets we had full conversations the whole time, and I was playing a game. So with that in mind, someone told me he was streaming, and I went to the stream, did not say anything for about a solid, I'd say, 8 minutes or so. And I was just watching Eric. I had the screen up. I mean, this is ridiculous, but it was entertaining to me because it was funny. Like, I'm like, let's see if I can catch Eric being another alt account right now. And without fail, I was watching Eric. It wasn't necessarily on his phone. No, notice he kept saying, I picked up my phone for this and for this, but outside of that, I wasn't on my phone. True. But you were also leaning forward. Your eyes were like this, and you were doing this. And then you were doing this. And you're doing this. You had your computer right next to you. So you had Twitter up on your computer. Now, with that in mind, I was like, okay, so he's not always using his phone. Maybe sometimes he is, but let's see what's going on here. And I would write some random tweet to David Webb to see what happened when Eric responded. And without fail, I would see Eric's eyes go like this. And then go back every single time. So to me, from the outside looking in, without him knowing that I was on the stream yet at that point, it was pretty fair, proof obvious to me personally, without having a freaking camera in his room to know that something was strange there. Now, with that being said, I showed up to the stream with that, watching all that, and I was like, okay, I finally got him. And I was like, dude, I literally just saw you type a response to me. That's what got me to say something, because I was calling his ass out. I was frustrated because he's acting like, oh, it's not me. It's definitely not me. I'm not that person. And I will say, to his credit, there were times that he would write a lot and then wait to send it so that it wouldn't look like, it would be impossible to look like he wrote a paragraph, but it was during like a pause thing. But he didn't actually, he like paused Battletoads and it was dunch, dunch, dunch. And he's over here doing this, but he wouldn't send it. He would wait and then he'd go back to playing in Turbo Tunnel or whatever. And then he'd go over and hit the enter button with his pinky while he's in the Turbo Tunnel to make it look like someone's having a full-on conversation. And that's impossible during the Turbo Tunnel to do what he was doing. I am, again, maybe this is a lot, actually, it definitely is a lot of conjecture that would definitely not hold up in court. But this isn't fucking court, all right? like I know what you're doing. I see it clear as day. And to me, having you double down on it is a bad look to me. Now, you can try your best to prove to people that it wasn't you till the cows come home. But the fact that it was deleted before we started this call tells me all I needed to know. Now, that's what I had with the David Webb situation. This is why I don't trust anything coming from you. Does it mean that Darius Truxton is a good person? Fuck no. Does it mean that you're a terrible person? Fuck no. It just means there's a giant gray area here, and you're trying to make it sound like you're completely innocent of everything, and that Darius is the bad guy, and me associating with him means that by association, I'm the bad guy, I'm the asshole, and you are just this innocent person that didn't do anything wrong and keeps getting accused of things. Now, to go one step further, and I'll leave my monologue at this, with that live stream you were doing, you said, I didn't want to ban anyone because I knew Smash would make a video and call me fragile and call me all these names that I couldn't handle criticism. I would say that yes, on the surface, you're absolutely right. But how could you have handled that situation better? You clearly saw that alt account writing terrible, terrible things about me, my family, my kids. They beat my kids, my wife, and how I hate her, and all this awful things. And I was simply stating, please ban that alt account. Please ban me. I don't care what you do. At this point, it's gone too far. And you said, no, I'm not doing anything. You have no power here. This is not your stream. A better way to have handled that situation would have been, fuck, there's an alt account in here saying some really shitty things about someone. Now, I don't like that person, but it's still not cool to me that someone is saying some really shitty things, because at the end of the day, we're all human. We're all on the same team. As much as we might fight in here, there are, I would say, to me, there are lines we don't cross. And when an alt account is clearly crossing those lines and you do not handle it, that's fucked up. And that really set me off. But I still kept my composure. You went off on me in that live stream. You went on this gigantic monologue. You called me out. You wanted me to contact you. You're saying I disrupted your live stream. You made this big thing. You threw your hands in the air. You're like, fine, you know what? Let's ruin everyone's night here. You are interrupting my live stream. When simply all I was doing was saying, I don't want any piece of this. I'm out. I just wanted to call you out on this David Webb guy because I got you hook, line, and sinker in my mind. And at this point, I don't really care what people think. I want out. But it was too late because of that alt account saying those things. And I saw it. I'd like to think if you had a wife and kids, you might feel like you need to defend yourself a little bit instead of just leaving. So I didn't say anything rude or awful. All I said was, if you're not going to ban him, please ban me. Do something, because this is not cool. And people are getting confused with what that alt account was saying. And it was really convoluting the entire situation. And I feel like you handled it extremely poorly. All things said, to me, you're kind of an asshole. And I don't really have any way of repairing that unless you come clean and say, look, Smash, I fucked up. I did do that again, by the way, because you did it once before with Baron Von Keeb, and I got to be a better person. You're not going to do that. And I get it, because there's no way that I can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt it was you. So you will have to live with that yourself. And that's fine. It is what it is if that's what you decide to do. But honestly, it's pretty fucking clear as day. If you look at the tweets from this David Webb character, he literally talked the same way you did, called me a clown multiple times. And in your monologue, you kept calling me a clown multiple times. Now, you can say, oh, people call people clowns all the time. It's a word. It is. But that's, again, awfully fucking convenient that was what was transpiring from my perspective. Thank you for letting me have the floor.
Damn.
Okay. So here's the thing. You're saying I saw an alt. That's the thing that's freshest on my mind. I saw an alt making ridiculous, horrible statements about you, and I did not do anything about it. Okay.
Do you feel like you could have handled that situation better?
Hold on. My mods were trying to ban him. Boat Captain, Pro Wrestling Power Podcast, Krillin, they were only able to time him out, and then it would instantly come back.
Can I interrupt? Can I please interrupt for one moment to correct you?
Oh, I thought I had the floor now, but go ahead.
But you misspoke clearly.
Okay.
You said my mods were trying to time him out. Do you not recall clearly stating, do not ban anyone? Smash does not have any power here.
I recall saying that, but
okay, thank you.
I recall saying that, but we can go to that full link stream that has the live chat replay, and you could see where that alt account was timed out, kind sir. If you go to the live chat replay, you can actually go to that segment, see where it was timed out.
Do you not have the ability to ban someone? Is that what you're saying?
I'm addressing you, Smash. You came in disrupting the stream. Where was your temperature check? Now, if you don't know, I'm actually going to give you a sneak peek. That's my streaming PC right there. When I stream, I have my live chat right here. My TV that I play off of is right here. So when I'm playing, I'm reading the fucking chat like that.
And potentially on Twitter.
And if I was going to type, you would hear typing because my mic is fucking right here.
I mean, if you were typing really loud.
So somehow between all that, let's just listen. Let's just give you a benefit of the doubt. I'm so obsessed with you that I'm going to literally somehow navigate Turbo Tunnel and be like one finger typing just to interact with Smash TV or SmashJT. You hold yourself in pretty high regard, man, because that's not me.
Necessarily, because you did that with
I'm doing that.
You did that with Darius, and if you're gonna do it with Darius, who's a nobody, why would you not do it with me?
Tell me why I did it to Darius.
I mean, there's two lines of thought with that. One, you're trying to get back at him because he doxed you, or two, you have some sort of weird obsession with trolling people, and that's what I'm starting to feel.
Darius did not dox me until January.
So why did
happened last year in the summer?
So why did you bother?
Because he was constantly 100 times a day tweeting at me and bugging me.
Block him.
I did.
I mean, okay, then what?
Smash, are you gonna let me talk?
Okay, I thought we were having a conversation. Go ahead.
So that incident, I never claimed I was innocent of the Baron von Keep thing. I apologize to Trevor. I apologize to Tipster. I apologize to lots of people about it because I lied to friends about being it.
Let me just
And-
interject for a second. I want to give my perspective on this whole thing for a second. When this whole thing went down, I was on the phone with Eric, all right? And even going further back than that, the whole point, and earlier Eric said that I reached out to him. The way I remember it was that you reached out to me and you were trying to blame me for friendships that I had, that you were completely frustrated with, the whole thing, and you just wanted to be out of it. And, that's when I decided, okay, I'll give you some help. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And that's what I did going forward. Now, maybe it was me that reached out to you or not. But the whole point of doing that was to give Eric a springboard into a redemption of not being that person anymore, right? And I told you that whenever I told Smash that whenever we talked on the phone, was he was getting all these doxes and all of this stuff, and I told him if he wanted to have a shot at building up that reputation that was sullied from that action, that he would have to drop out of worrying about all of this shit. And in doing so, he took a break from his channel and he started live streaming on Twitch pretty much every night. So the fact that he live streamed was not like out of character at all. He had been live streaming like every night. I think it's fair to bring all of this stuff up. And when I was on the phone with him, I can hear when he's, on his phone doing something. And then the same fair point that he brought up about the keyboard, I can hear him when he's typing a message, and he's telling me. And for him, I find it hard to believe when he would type something up to Billy or Jay while we were on the phone. He could not concentrate at all on what I was saying. I'd have to repeat myself several times. Sorry, I was typing this or whatever, which only happened maybe once or twice. Once on the phone and once on the keyboard. Meanwhile, all of this shit is coming out back to back to back to back to back to back, and he can't even concentrate on while I'm talking. So I find it very hard to believe that all that Twitter flame war was going on while Eric was holding a conversation, while he was also claiming to be typing someone else once and then again on his phone. That was the only two things that happened during that time, so
Trevor,
I just felt to bring that up.
Trevor, may I ask you, when the call started, what was I doing?
What were you had just gotten off of work, if I'm not mistaken.
And I was driving.
When you first started, you were driving, and then you got home at some point.
Yeah, now, because there's this whole Eric Perez doesn't have a job bullshit.
So to me, you were on Discord on your phone when we started the phone call conversation. Because it wasn't actually over network. It was over data. It was on Discord.
Yeah. I want to make just a quick. Oh, go ahead, Eric.
No, go on.
I was just gonna make a quick point. Like I'm not saying that this is you, Eric, but I could understand as a person like Smash. Like sometimes I think fucking crazy, and I believe my thoughts, and that's it. Like I'm not gonna let anyone get in the way of my thoughts. This argument, I believe it's gonna be hard because Eric, you're proving your innocence big time. But there could be a person, I don't know, Smash is like this if he thinks like, come on, man, you're smart as fuck. You can give the same email to your same friends. They be controlling the alt account.
I don't think that thought didn't go through my mind too.
And people can, I mean, it's kind of hard. I'm not saying I don't trust you, Eric. I'm not saying I don't believe you in this situation. I'm just saying there's possibilities out there. So I believe that this is going to be hard. Like you proving your innocence, you've done pretty damn good. but it's still
When you
someone
have a
who's
history,
open-minded, you're always gonna
I'll
start.
say this.
when you have
Before-
a history of making alt accounts, it's really hard when something like this comes up to prove your innocence and be trusted with
But
it.
at the same time, to be
when,
fair,
no, hold on. Because when Baron von Key first came out and he was being accused of it, he sounded just as confident that it wasn't him until it was proved by speeding the voice up or slowing down, whatever it was,
right?
beyond a shadow of a doubt that it was him. And then he came clean and was like, yeah, it
No,
was.
he didn't come clean right away. He didn't come.
But
even
eventually
still, he did. He did. But I think that's to
what
his
he's
credit.
doing right now could be the same exact goddamn thing, but we don't have a voice track to call him out
I
on
get
it.
that, and I'm empathetic towards you believing this, you know. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get you guys in the same room, because to a certain extent, I feel there were mistakes that happened on both sides, and I feel empathetic towards both sides. That's why I wanted to get you guys in a room together. But,
I mean,
you know,
my
like
whole
on my
thing is-
side, if I thought Eric was being a sock and was coming after me, instead of, hey, Eric, you know, whatever, I would have reached out to Eric, you know. I just would have.
Well, I
but-
would have too, but since he told me off in the DMs and then shared those publicly,
And I knew that. I knew
and then
that
our next
already, so
interaction
that's
was
why.
this alt account. It's the natural progression of what someone would try to do to poke at somebody.
Smash, you just said not long ago those DMs don't matter, but now you're using them in your argument. So do they matter or do they not?
They matter to the point of we lost our ability to trust each other when you shared them.
Okay. So you lost the ability to trust me
Mhm.
because I shared the DMs.
Correct.
I lost my ability to trust you because you commenting and praising Darius, who was making fucked up statements of me in video saying I like child porn, that I probably raped somebody, that was going around, that I raped people,
I'm not okay.
that I fucking do all this bullshit, rape, fucking child pedophile, child porn, and nothing mattered until a fake SmashJT account was in my chat saying you beat your wife and kids,
And you allowed it.
then it mattered. Oh, but you're over there in Darius's comments saying good job, man, but you never once, if we're friends and we were on a closer level, not once did you say, hey, dude, that's kind of a fucked up allegation that you would say that about Eric.
Yeah, I did. In our DMs that you shared, I said that's fucked up.
You came at me in a DM and I said, leave me alone. And you fucking came at me trying to say Darius is bad news after I saw all that. So, of course, my lack of trust is not going to be there for you.
I find it ironic that you say I came at you. I asked you a question, and then you came at me. Like you shared the DMs, and I was laughing because
Came at
everyone
you,
sees how you acted there. That's not me coming at you.
Smash.
You're twisting everything to fit your story right
Came
now.
at you. You're the one that reached out to me.
So
You
I
came
guess what I'm getting at here is we're not going to reach a conclusion because clearly you're not going to admit to being that alt, even though there's.
All right. Can I dox myself real quick? And Trevor, you're by all means, you could do this.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I don't
blur
understand
everything
what
out.
you could possibly show that would prove to beyond a shadow of doubt that it's not you.
Well,
that
then
was
why
doing that.
did you do this podcast if you're not going to have an open mind? Because I'm having an open mind.
I have an
I
open
think-
mind, but my open mind is I don't know what you could possibly show where I'd be like, and my open mind going into this was okay. I'm going to ask him to show his Twitter and show his alt accounts on it. The Twitter is gone; it's deleted conveniently
Trevor,
right
I-
before
Right,
this.
but
That's my
I
whole
think-
point.
I think the
Last
Twitter
night-
being deleted, it shows malice on. I think the Twitter being deleted shows malice on someone's part, whoever it is.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
It does show malice on someone's part, but the thing is Eric's in a situation where he has to prove a negative. It's impossible
Right,
to
and you
prove a
can't do
negative.
that.
It's
But that's
impossible.
what I'm saying.
If he's
Exactly.
innocent, there's no way he's going to be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that
So
it's not him.
before you dox yourself, Eric, I'm trying to wonder what you're trying to prove. Like what? Before showing anything, why don't you tell us what you want to show, and I'll tell you if that's even worth
Your
showing.
interactions with David Webb in the daytime were when I was at work. I work at a.
That's fascinating, dude. Whatever you tell me doesn't matter because that's your story. I was at work during the interaction, and I work,
Okay,
so
you're
I was
saying
able
is-
to tweet.
Look, any evidence that I have, you just legitimately said it does not matter. they're not going to allow a to be on his goddamn cell phone tweeting people in a. I can't even go take a piss.
That's if I am to believe what you do, and that's what your day was like.
That's why
Who's to know that?
That's why I'm going to log in to my fucking work.
How do you know you don't go to the bathroom, or you don't? I would prefer you not showing it, because I'm telling you right now, whatever you show, it's not going to change my mind. So maybe that's on me, but I'm just saying.
I'm gonna have to blur it out anyway. You know,
me showing proof that I was at work until 4:30.
I could show you work that I was at work, and I could show you proof that I was at work.
Yeah,
it wouldn't prove a damn thing. I have a very busy job. I am with engineers all day. I'm working my ass off, and I was able to have a conversation. So legitimately, you're telling me nothing when you say I was at work. I couldn't have.
To be fair, though, he's trying to make the argument that he right, and he can't be on the phone.
I wouldn't put anything past him. I saw him be able to do a live stream.
I understand that. That's a fair response to it. Okay.
Who's to say he's not at his? Just texting. Like, well, there's like so many things. It doesn't mean anything. That's what I'm saying. We're supposed to take his word. He's already proved.
But if he wants to, all I'm
untrusted...
saying is, Smash, is if he wants to show it, why not let him show it?
Because it doesn't prove anything. So why bother?
So me being at work, you want me to call?
No,
to tell
because
now this goes back to going way too far, worrying about proving yourself. You know, if the guy doesn't believe you, Eric, then the guy doesn't believe you.
Exactly. If it gets to you this much, just
right, so that's
if it gets to you this much, Eric, block and move on. You love this. You love this drama. You love being a part of it. You love having all of it enveloping you and people talking about you. You love it.
Smash.
And you've created alts before. Like there's nothing you could say that I'm going to believe you. You've already been proven a liar in the past.
Tell me this. Why the hell would I have gone through all that trouble of proving myself?
You haven't proved anything.
So the Rick strikes, me and Jason didn't prove anything.
I think he proved, and Jason proved by all the possibilities they could have proved.
The Rick strikes were obviously. I won't say obviously. The Rick strikes were most likely not you. It was most likely someone else making an alt.
All right, hold on for a second. Everybody, hold on for a second. Smash, would you say that it's fair to say that Jason and Eric have proved as much as any other person in the world could have proved that they did not do those strikes?
Yes, but because Eric has this history, there's always this level of doubt with everything that he does.
Right, and that's Eric's fault. And that's Eric's fault. It's his own fault for doing that.
Could anyone make a guess as to why David Webb would have Twitter right before this?
I think if someone was being disingenuous, I think if someone was being disingenuous, they knew it would look this way. And if it was Eric, he would obviously do it as well.
That's what I'm saying.
But there was two things said right there. It wasn't just one-sided.
Can I two things real quick?
Go ahead.
I was trying to get on this. The Rick strike thing. Trevor, you could leak every single thing I ever fucking told you, because that was way before this interaction with me and Smash, way before David Webb, way before anything. When you said if it comes out that I lied about anything, if I come out with other alts, if I come out with all that, you're going to expose me for it.
I have so much shit on Eric, I could burn him to the fucking ground.
He knows where I live. He knows my house address, my phone number, and he knows everything about me. Why would I risk all of that for SmashJT?
Not just that. It's not just the doxing info, because Smash is just going to turn around and say the logical thing, which is, why would Trevor all of a sudden turn into a piece of shit and start, leaking Eric's information? He knows I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, that's also illegal.
But I'm talking about I'm talking about other sensitive information, like that would call into question a lot of other sensitive things that he's shared with me, that I could burn this dude to the ground, and I would be right in doing so. I wouldn't be a doxing piece of shit. There are other sensitive things that I know about that I could just torch this guy,
you're
and it
saying,
would
like,
probably call the MCN into question as well. So
what
he
you're saying
he
is you
goes
know a
through-
lot of questionable things about him that would
No,
make
no,
you
no, no, no,
question
no,
him
no, no,
more.
no, no, no. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that
What are you
he
saying?
shared completely intimate, private things with me that
Mhm.
if he were to do this, it would call into question conversations that he shared with me that he probably should not have shared with me, just to have complete transparency.
And
that
it
I
would
would be
also-
questioning all of that, and then it would be like,
It would also-
what the
Not to
fuck?
interrupt, Smash. I mean, not to interrupt, Trevor. It would also confirm how much of what the trolls leaked was real, because I didn't react when I saw my address on 3 or 4 different YouTube channels. I didn't react when I saw my phone number. I didn't react when I got nonstop phone calls. I told Trevor I wanted out of this. Even Jason saw on Discord where I was like, dude, I just want out of this. I'm trying to show that I'm innocent. I'm moving on from this. I just literally, before this call, Smash, watched my live stream and counted how long it was before you showed up and I addressed you. What I tried to say at the beginning of the stream is I have absolutely nothing to gain or lose from being honest. I did not have to come on here, Smash. I did not have to try to prove anything to you. I don't even think Jason or Trevor thought I would do this. I don't even think you thought I would do this. If I was lying-
I didn't, but then I saw that David Webb got deleted, and I'm like, oh.
And I
There we
saw
go.
David Webb got deleted too.
I want
and
to ask that about the
fuck.
David Webb. Did it get deleted after you agreed, Smash, or after y'all agreed to the podcast, or did it get deleted before? I think that's a little.
It got deleted after.
After it got deleted, I looked at it last night to try to get screenshots, and David Webb stuff was missing.
So it deleted after the announcement of the podcast, and that
Yes.
After the
you were-
tweet that I put out, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Now,
Now,
Which is,
one
I
thing.
mean, honestly, like, that's not a good look, is my point. That's what I'm
And
getting at.
It definitely is not, but it doesn't mean that it's me. Where does the line of
Yeah,
oh
doesn't
somebody
mean
did this
that.
in the past stop, Smash? What if
Right.
it was on the other shoe where you knew that you were innocent? How would you prove yourself? Would you just
How
be
I prove myself?
would you
I'll
be
tell
like-
you just
would
asked
you
me
be-
a question. Can I answer it? How
I'm-
I'd prove myself is I would handle my live streams far more professionally when I see shit like that happening. But you were
Professional?
scared. Yeah.
professional? Were
Yeah,
you
you-
professional last night
When?
when you came in and disrupted the stream?
That was 2 nights ago, wasn't it?
Were you
I
professional
was-
in the way that you handled it?
I believe I was as professional as possible after I called you out. Now you can call it a question how I called you out, but I mean, I was like, I gotcha. There you are doing it. And if that's unprofessional,
got
then
me.
I'm not
That's-
then professional.
If you move the timeline a little bit
Uh-huh.
before you wrote that comment, Krillin just said he replied to you.
Hmm.
I grabbed my phone to look at Krillin's reply. If I had Twitter wide open and I was typing on it, why would I grab my phone to look at it if Twitter was, according to your logic, Twitter was right open? If I could just look at the screen, I'm looking at the screen anyway to read
Yeah.
the stream chat. Why would I?
Because you realize that I'm going to be in the stream now, so you can't be that obvious about
You
it.
don't scare me, dude. I'm
I
not,
mean-
I have no reason to lie.
I mean, I'm answering you, and you're getting mad at me.
not
You're
getting
doing
mad.
what I would. You're literally doing what I would do. Like that's why I'm like, you're asking me questions. It's obvious how you.
Smash, I would never do anything that you would do. That's why people in the MCN don't blacklist me.
All right.
And it drives you nuts.
One second, okay? Just let me say this. Are you willing to make that stream public? Because one thing Smash said was
Stream is
you
public.
wouldn't be willing to let it, be seen. And it's public right now, right?
Go to twitch.tv/8bit_Eric. It's public.
Right. So, I mean,
And I tweeted the same timestamp.
is it not fair to say that he's not hiding? Like, if let's just imagine for a 2nd,
Mhm.
Smash, that Eric is innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You said he wasn't gonna, share the stream because it would show. So I mean, you have
No,
full
honestly,
access to it.
I was saying he wouldn't share the stream because he came off like a lunatic in his monologue against me.
Okay.
I wasn't even
Well,
talking
I
about
think the stream's available if you have this,
But that doesn't it's not gonna
insight
prove
on.
anything. What's the point of it?
I mean,
you're
you
not
can
allowed to
flip
put
everything
out
together and
Smash.
edit everything together and put it all in a video and make your case for how you
Smash.
think Eric
I don't
was,
care.
was.
I don't care enough to. I just
Smash.
I don't trust him. I don't believe him. And at this point,
If it
I
doesn't
feel like
matter,
this whole thing
if
is
the
he's
stream does
lying.
not matter, if none of it matters,
Mhm.
then why are you fighting it so much that I was lying? The proof is there. Why would I have be typing and playing Turbo Tunnel? I'm there to entertain my
Because
crowd.
you love this shit, man.
No, I do not.
Admit it. You do.
I do not find this entertainment. I'm not the
You do.
one.
Otherwise, you'd
I'm not
block
the
it and be
one
done
liking
with it.
tweets
You
on this
love
attitude
it.
era.
Listen to your monologue. Listen to how you
No,
came at me. You
I do
love
not.
this.
No,
You love this. You want this. You do.
I do not.
Yes, you do. Listen to yourself, dude.
Let's
you're
try.
saying
Let's
one
try and
thing,
let's try and
and then
keep
you're-
it.
and then
Let's
you're
try and
saying
keep it
another.
to the proof. I mean,
Everything that Trevor, I'm not trying to interrupt. Everything that you are saying is speculation and conjecture. I literally told Trevor before this podcast that I don't find this entertainment because somebody said this is the Attitude Era. So I don't find this entertaining. I don't find any of this entertaining. I don't think it should have come to
Then
have,
handle it better. Block
love it.
people.
you
Ban
love it.
people. Ban people. Block
No,
people.
why?
Do
Why?
something about it.
but
So
here's the
Stop it.
thing.
It keeps finding you. It
I'm
keeps
trying to.
finding you. It keeps finding you.
I'm
Everywhere
trying
you
to
go, it
get.
keeps
I'm
finding
trying
you.
to get Eric
Matt.
to not engage in all of this shit.
So why would
right?
I block people if I'm trying to take criticism better? Why would I
I'm
block
trying
people?
to get him to
Mute-
take criticism better and
mute
not be
people.
worried about it, and you're trying to get him to block people. It's
But
this
there's a
massive tug
difference
of war
between
thing.
taking
It doesn't make any
criticism-
sense.
Yeah, it's a difference between taking criticism and someone, being an odd account and straight up talking about family shit and all that
Dude,
stuff.
with all
I
the
think there's
shit
a
that
difference.
Hancock and everybody gets, are you fucking serious right now? With
No,
all the
I'm saying
shit
in
that
the live
Hancock
stream
and
of
Metal
what's fucking
Jesus.
going
and-
on. I'm saying I think that's not criticism. That's just annoying troll.
I didn't
And
call it
Smash
criticism. I
ass.
called it shit.
Yeah.
No, Jason,
Do something about
you're
it.
right.
though.
You're right, but he's telling me to block him.
What I'm
Right.
saying though is that Eric delegated all this stuff to mods recently, right? And not himself. Now, certainly Smash and Eric were both heated yesterday. Both of them, they were both pissed off at each other. And Smash, you're pissed off at someone, Jason, and someone's going to come and tell you, block this guy. Are you gonna have the level-headedness in that moment where you fucking pissed off at that person to be like, yeah, whatever. Maybe I would have. I don't know, but I feel like that's why I wanted to get these guys into a room, because I see both sides. I do. I see both people. We were all friends at one point, and I think it could have been worked out. I can see both sides.
When I told my mods don't do a damn thing he says was after he said ban me instead then. And they were going to do it. And I said, nope, I do not want Smash to get the satisfaction of getting banned, because he will say it's because I didn't take criticism.
Which is why you should have done something about the alt.
If I'm trying to prove myself innocent to Smash, I'm going to engage him. And I didn't condone the alt. As soon as the stream was over, I said publicly.
Too late. Way too late.
Okay, I don't care. I don't care if you think it's too
I
late.
know you don't care.
And I know you don't care either. That's why you don't want to listen to evidence. That's why you don't want to look at timestamps on Twitter and on my stream.
I was there. I
agent.
was literally there watching it all happen.
Smash, you have absolutely no proof that I was an alt, that I was anything on there, and I can't prove it either. So why are we going in circles? I showed you my stream.
Honestly, I'll tell you why. Because I thought that David Webb was still on Twitter, and I thought we were gonna have a pretty
Then
simple
why did you
conversation.
come on if you knew that he was gone last night?
I just found that out here. I was like, he's not here anymore.
Okay, Trevor, when did I find out David Webb was not here?
You said last night.
While we were on the
So-
phone.
If I was David Webb,
According to you, while we were on the phone, after I had put the tweet out.
yeah. Why would I even bother? I know I can't prove it if David Webb is gone, but I could show my work schedule. Do you want to email my?
No. I
So
don't.
then-
I
No,
wouldn't,
that's
I wouldn't
going
believe
too
it
far.
anyway.
Nah,
Because who's
too
to say
far.
your was in the?
So hey guys, my encouraging me to tweet SmashJT under an alt.
I mean, there's a million different things that could happen on a where you can have your phone and do stuff while you're like that doesn't mean anything. What's the who's not with you going to be able to say something?
So I'm going to be on Twitter.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm so sure it's you that there's literally, this is kind of an impasse. It's you, and you're not admitting it. I was hoping that you might be able to come to.
Me. I
Okay.
have no,
Well,
you
then,
are
then
not,
we reach
you are
an
not
impasse, and that's where we're at.
Smash.
They can't do
You are
anything.
not worth me tarnishing anything that I worked on in the last month, taking a break from YouTube, trying to prove that I didn't do anything, admitting that I was an alt.
I'm not worth it. I'm not worth it.
Everything I have, you're not worth it.
Darius is.
No. Darius.
Oh, well, you did it with Darius, though. So that's
that was
weird.
last summer. That was last summer.
Things changed. Yeah,
No,
you're right.
No,
Totally.
things do change because people try to get better, like you say.
They do. But oftentimes
I
people
tried to
go
better
back into
myself.
what they know.
So you're perfect. I wasn't allowed to get mad at you in the Facebook DMs for biting up with somebody that is doxing and sending child porn and making statements about me. I can't have a lack of trust with you, but because an alt who probably is somebody from Darius's channel in comments, because the type of content that you are creating, whether you want to admit it or not, is attracting a lot of that bad bunch. And you will not admit that. A lot of that bad bunch that tried to set up Jason, that's trying to fuck with Trevor, and that tried to set me up.
Why do you care so much then?
I deserve, because child porn being sent to an email.
That has nothing to do with me. That
Yeah,
whole situation has nothing to do with me.
I was gonna say that, Eric. As far as like, because I've been there, you know, when I associate with Darius and a lot of the people, a lot of times I see the videos talking about you, they were boring. I wouldn't watch those. Sometimes I would see a little bit, but I would just laugh. And I didn't know the seriousness of the shit that's going on. Like when our perspective, it's just different. When I started changing is when the shit started going down with me, and I started, you know, the whole Rick strikes, and then it just like all the shit about you came out. I didn't know about that. And I'm like, dude, this dude's a complete lunatic. But during the time, I didn't even know he was a lunatic. He was during that time, and I would engage with him, and it was like nothing.
But when I met you,
but that's where I think Smash is at right now.
Trevor,
you know, that's where I think Smash is at. But I've tried to share all of that stuff with Smash several times, and even when I tried talking about it on the podcast that we had with Smash, he seemed to get frustrated when I would bring it up. You know, like stop taking up for Eric almost. You know, and I feel like even before this thing popped off, there's been an issue between Smash and Eric ever since that DM exchange took place, you know. So I feel like that is the number one issue between you guys that set everything off, no matter what.
Jason.
Yeah, and I'll be fair. Like, what I feel like Eric could handle things a lot better. I'm not saying that I'm perfect.
All right, so
perfect. I'm just saying he didn't handle it very well there.
Let me say this though, Jason. To be fair, is there a way that you could have said, look, I'm reaching out to comment. I don't want you to take offense to this, but did you strike Rick? Do you think that Eric would have had any room to
totally,
you know, blow up on you?
Like I said at the onset of this, I thought me and Eric were on a level where I could just hit him up and hit him with a message and see what he'd say. Like I didn't think I had to pretty it up for him. I'm like, hey, did you do this?
Okay, but why don't you understand that I thought we were too until I saw you encouraging public enemy number one against me?
The same person that made an alt account with that tweet. It's just very convenient that was how this alt account started, was a picture of what you just said right there.
I didn't say
it wasn't you, but it wasn't you though.
Said in the tweet.
Okay.
I don't know what the alt said in the tweet. He doxed me, and you were talking to him. That was months.
The alt doxed you? What are you talking about? I'm talking about
Smash.
I'm talking about web. I'm talking about you literally just said what you're frustrated with is what the tweet was from David Webb that started everything.
I said the Facebook message.
That's very convenient.
I said the message. The DM. Jason, Trevor, was I talking about the DM or Twitter?
I thought you were talking about the engagement with Darius.
You were talking about the engagement with Darius, which is the screenshot that was shown. No, you said the engagement with Darius.
Trevor, what was your question to Smash? Do you think when he reached out to me in the DM, could he have handled it better? We were talking about the DM.
Yeah, that's what I thought I was talking about. I
We're
was
all in
talking.
different places.
I was talking about when Smash reached out for comment about the Radical Rick thing. If
right.
he could have reached out better in a way of, look, I'm
Smash
reaching for
answered-
comment. I'm not accusing you. Did you issue that strike? I'm trying to work on a video and I need a comment from you.
And Smash answered you.
And
So it was,
what I'm
yeah.
asking is, if does he think? My point is that if Smash would have worded it that way, there's no reason that you should have blown up for him that way. But he also feels like he was in a position where he could have reached out to you like that, and you should have known that he wasn't trying to come at you all accusatory.
Which is where I thought we were, but
Yeah.
clearly we weren't.
And I thought we were too until I saw him.
Right, but that's not right. You can't jump
the
off
channel.
we talking about right then and there in that moment. You can't jump to something in the future based off of that.
No, that's not the future. Trevor, I'm talking about the DM when he's saying that Darius is bad news, yet he's on Darius's channel praising him. That's what I had the issue with. He was telling me one thing in the Facebook DM, but I was seeing elsewhere at the time while I was getting doxxed that he was being cordial with Smash on
Well,
YouTube.
to be fair, I don't know why Smash, even today or yesterday it was, Smash is on that guy's channel, you know. But I'm not gonna, you know, shame other people for
Look, I think you
where
guys
they
are
go
getting
or whatever. I wouldn't do it, but I'm not gonna shame Smash for going on the guy's channel.
And I'm not shaming him either. I'm saying that that's why I retaliated, because I also thought we were closer than that. But if he's going to come at me, why would I not be like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone.
So you don't think that would be motivation to create an alt account to
No, it wasn't.
to use
why would I-
Darius in
Well,
a
let him speak. Let him
screenshot
speak, Eric.
saying, here's you talking to Darius in the comment section from an alt account a few days later after you shared DMs. You don't think you had motivation to keep poking me about that?
Did
Like,
I
that's
do
what I'm
that?
getting at.
Did I do that in the private message when me and you were talking one-on-one?
Yeah, you shared it. That's what I'm talking about.
No. When me and you at that day, whatever was it, January 18th?
It doesn't matter the day. What do you? What's your
See,
point?
every time I try to bring up something, it doesn't matter.
No. The day doesn't matter. What's your point? What are you getting at?
When I said, leave me alone, I didn't share anything with what I had wrong with you. I just said, you're two-faced. You're over there praising him. Why wouldn't I have just handled it there, one-on-one? In the private Facebook message in January, before this week.
Because you got fired up from that DM, and then you were looking for other reasons to come at me. Like, okay, let's put it this way. Another way to look at it. And this is it's useless to say because there's no evidence at all, but nobody out there that I am familiar with would have any reason, cause, or knowledge about Darius and that situation to create an alt account and come at me outside of you.
Okay, so was it me that made the fake Rick strikes? Because somebody made an alt account there. Somebody made fake info to strike Rick and strike Darius using wrong info. That wasn't me. I mean, me and Jason, our info was striked falsely by somebody. So somebody made it alt there. Now, is it outside the realm that somebody else is trying to stir the pot with me and you, dude, because they saw we were fighting the other day when I leaked the info and I made a...
That's definitely within the realm of possibility, but I go back to you have a history of this. It's been proven. You lied about it. And then when all the facts came out, you had to come clean with it. And now we're right at that same point again. And you're saying, I've changed. I'm not like that anymore. Let's look for other reasons that it could be somebody else. So I'm at this point where you're telling me.
Is that not logical that I'm trying to fix the problem?
No. I get it. I'm giving you my perspective. I'm at the point where you're telling me, just to take your word for this, it definitely wasn't you, even though from my perspective, everything points directly at you with this. But I have no evidence because that's impossible for me to have evidence with an alt account unless I got like IP addresses and stuff like that.
By all means,
I can't because they deleted the account.
But to be fair towards Smash, like a lot of the stuff that David Webb was saying, it could be coming from your. I didn't see that much. All I'm saying is the screenshots and things that he was sharing were like direct things that Eric had shared with me in the past. But the problem is that they're publicly available in the podcast now.
So it could have been anyone.
And to be also further fair, there were like suspicious sock accounts that appeared out of nowhere yesterday. Like they had a Smash one.
A 9-bit Eric.
It just seemed like, you know, there's 2 or 3 accounts that are just like stirring shit. Now, you know, Eric's past actions, I think, you know, the obvious thing is, oh, Eric might be Eric. And I empathize with that because of Eric's past, you know, instances with that type of behavior. That Eric has nobody but himself to blame for that.
I mean, if it was just a simple alt, it'd be like, okay, yeah, people fuck up and make mistakes. I mean, he made an alt. He made a YouTube channel. He altered his voice. He went into this crazy. I'm like, Jesus, dude, like, how deep does this go with you? Why would you do all that? Why? Just be the better person.
But to be fair, Rich went down that rabbit hole also. And didn't Rich used to feed the trolls? Rich used to feed the trolls all the time, and he doesn't do that anymore.
Review techniques?
Yeah, he's admitted it on his channel multiple times that he used to feed the trolls, and he's made.
He's admitted. He's fucked up.
That's all I'm trying to say is that there have been multiple examples of YouTubers that have gone down this rabbit hole, and the thing is, while you're going down this rabbit hole, you're living this unhealthy life. You're obsessed with all these people, so you're not.
And that
yourself.
was my legit.
And from my perspective, Eric has climbed out of that. So for him to jump back into it, I guess.
It would be me.
Well, that was me reaching out to Eric because I saw him going down that road during our DMs, and if you actually read the conversation, my whole angle was, I care about you. I don't want you doing this stuff. Be better. You are better than.
I understand that.
And so let me just put it this way, and then I'll let you have the floor.
Okay.
If you were me, and you see how I feel about all this. How would you feel if you were me with everything happening right now and being on your live stream and seeing you allow that to take place, not do anything about it, see you go on that monologue of almost borderline hate speech, aggressive against me? I'm not going to go that far because I'm nothing really gets to me until you start talking about my family. But how would you feel if all that coming out on you? How would you handle this situation and move forward from it?
Okay. First of all, let me start and I'll finish with what you just asked. It is fair argument to say the Baron von Keeb incident, to bring that up, to say that it is. And I've been trying to climb out of that. And I think I've been doing a pretty good job of it, because I haven't engaged in anybody's thing on there. And I haven't been blocking people either. All around. And I would not throw that. That's why I'm on here. That's why I came on here. I don't even care if this shows up online or not. You know what? Put it online. I have nothing to hide. I am on here not to entertain people, to get notoriety, to make trolls, this and that. I'm only on this podcast, Smash, to tell you that I was not David Webb. I sat through my thing. I put timestamps. I was not on Twitter. I was here. I'm ready to show you where I worked at till 4:30 the other day when I was working. I have DMs telling Trevor, hey, dude, I can't talk right now, because he was trying to reach Review Tech about Barnacles. And I was like, I reached out to Review Tech and I was like, hey, I haven't heard anything. I'm at work until 4:30. I'll call you when I get out. And he goes, call me when you can. I called him when I could. And then when I was on the phone and I got home, all of a sudden I see Eric is this is Eric. I see a video from sent to me in my DMs from people. saying, hey, this guy's saying this about you. He saying you're all, and I'm like, I even told Trevor, should I even respond to this? Should I even acknowledge this? Because I'm trying to get out of this. Should I even react to this? Should I send Smash a response? Because I know
see that's what you were talking about earlier. I didn't realize that. I thought it was a different one. That I remember.
No. I was debating replying to you because you said put your big boy pants on and hit me up with your main alt, and I was like, dude, what's the problem? I hit you with my main alt the other day on Twitter. I responded to you. I all I did the other day.
That message was to David Webb, though. So why are you saying the message was to you?
No. You posted a message without tagging me saying, hit me up with your main count, Eric.
To David Webb. That was a reply to him before you were tagged. Right, but you just said you told me this.
At that point, we were.
Nash, you said Eric. Is that not to me? Is my name Eric, guys?
Yeah, right. At that point, me and Eric were on the phone. And he told me over the phone that a couple of channels, it's up to Eric if he wants to bring them up, but a couple of channels, bigger channels, had reached out to him and said, oh, Smash is tweeting about me. There's a big exchange going on right now. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what Eric told me over the phone while we were talking about it. But I had already seen the notifications like popping off before that. So I knew something was going on, but Eric actually was the one that told me, like, oh, there's a bunch of shit is going on.
You addressed me. That's the only reason why I responded. But I took a breather, engaged, and tried. Every time something's come up, I've asked Trevor, should I react to this? Should I not do that? Should I do this?
And the whole reason he's reaching out to me is because as a commentary channel, I feel like the same rules that apply to us as commentary channels don't necessarily apply to these other channels. What we consider, things that we need to respond to, we're trying to uphold our reputations as a commentary channel, whereas these guys like Eric or GameSack or whoever are not held to the same standard. They don't have to reply to absolutely everything. They don't have to engage in every single little thing. Like John Hancock thing became a story. So if it gets bad enough, then I guess he's going to respond to it. But he's not going to respond to every single comment out there because he's not a commentary channel. So Eric was asking me, should I respond to this? And I was like, it's totally your call. In the past, I've told you, you don't have to worry about this type of shit. Just ignore it, right? So he was asking me if he should respond. I gave him my opinion. He's not a commentary channel, so it's completely up to him. He decided to respond to it.
Real quick, from my perspective, I purposely never tagged Eric. I said Eric a whole bunch of times because I didn't want to be blowing Eric up if for some reason it wasn't him. But if he's taking all this offense and he's getting blown up, even though I wasn't even tagging him and he wasn't even a part of this whole thing, I don't get why he's so frustrated right now if he found out because somebody else told him way after the whole thing happened. So I'll go back to this. Okay. I don't have any evidence against you. You want me just to take your word for it, even though you've been proven in the past to lie about taking your word.
You don't have to take my word.
Okay. So what am I supposed to do then?
I'm just trying to explain to you what I saw with that tweet. Would you have reacted in the same way if you saw somebody doing that and you're trying to climb out of a hole? Or would you be like, oh, I fucked up in the past. I could never be a better person. You
know what I would have done, honestly? I would have hit me up in DM personally. I would have, if I were you, I would have been like, hey man, just so you know, that alt isn't me. If you want to talk about anything, just let me know. But that's not me. Like you just came like publicly with everything with it. And I feel like that's something you could have handled privately with me to talk about it. But you didn't. You just started going public with everything. I'm like, he's keeping everything public. It's so weird right now. Like, why is everything public with this? Why?
Because I had nothing to hide.
But to be fair, you said Eric publicly too, right? I mean,
you mentioned my name, man. Am I not supposed to respond?
If what I would have done to prove it to people, because you can edit photos, I would have got on my webcam while the account was still active. I would have loaded up my Twitter and I would have been like, look, these are my alt accounts. There's none listed here. You can see it here, and then send that video to me.
You don't
And
have
then that would have proven it.
have to use Twitter on your phone to use it. By your logic, how do I not know that you have a iPad or a laptop somewhere logged into that? You don't know.
Well, I don't know because I don't have alt, so I don't know how it works.
Negative, dude. And I'm telling you, the only proof that I have that it was not me is my work schedule, proof that I was at work, and proof that I was on the phone with Trevor, and proof that I was streaming. You could take it for what it is. I'm not David Webb. I was never David Webb. And I just want to move on.
If it gets to you that much, like, here's the thing that's really tricky with all this. So I get it, because from your perspective, you can't ban me when I show up to your page, because from your perspective, you think that's what I'm looking for, which is funny because it's not what I was looking for whatsoever. It was just me to call you out, and then I was done. When I saw that alt account show up, that's when I started getting fired up, because I'm like, there's someone talking shit about my family right now, and Eric's not doing anything about it. He's touting this. He's holding it over my head. He's loving it. And that's fucked up. So just, if I leave you with anything, don't do that to anybody. No matter how bad it gets with someone, try to have higher standards than hit below the belt. Like, when you can stop it, stop it. Come in and be like, look, guys, look, we have our differences, but let's not go there. Let me do something.
Okay. And back to that. When you Facebook DM'd me and you were saying we're closer than that, why didn't you tell your buddy Darius to stop it?
Stop what?
Everything that he does in his videos that you're fucking telling him good job on.
Well, because I agree with him. The ones I was telling him good job on was like the Baron von Kiefen exposing you for all your lies. Like,
That wasn't
not
the
to do that. Which video then? You
knew damn well that I was in that issue where he was accusing me of child porn and all that, and you weren't fucking saying, hey, what the hell?
Yeah, I definitely wasn't saying, hey, good job either, because I was keeping my hands out of it.
I didn't say anything to the alt at all.
But you just accused me of saying something that I
so
agree
me
with.
not saying anything to the alt is wrong, but you not saying anything to somebody making child pornography.
I don't have any evidence on any of that. I'm not going to jump into that.
There's screenshots of them saying it and videos of them saying it. The podcast you were on,
here's the thing,
has video of Darius saying I'm into kitty porn.
Full disclosure, I don't want any part of that. So I'm hands-off approach. Fault me if you want, but I'm not diving into that. I'm not supporting Darius or you, no matter what happens. Like, if there's certain stuff that I draw lines on, I'll be like, I'm not touching that. And that's one of those things. And I would hope you can understand
in his
that.
perspective, you favorited one of his comments on your own video, and you commented on one of his most recent videos. So that's why he's saying that.
Okay, but which videos? Because
Facebook. How do you not? That's why I lashed out to you on Facebook. Like, how do you not see that was why I had the lack of trust? While I lashed out at you and you tried to play.
So now I'm not allowed to like things from other people if it doesn't agree with you.
That's not what I said.
No, but you keep diving into these other things, and you're saying this is what he's done in the past, and you're liking this one thing from him. It's like, I don't know that stuff in the past. I'm just talking about this instance with him, and you're looking at that like a fine-tooth comb microscope.
January, Smash, with the Facebook messages were brought up. By you. You brought up the only reason why the DMs came up was because you brought them up on Twitter.
You look silly posting those too.
No.
Just being real.
Smash, did you bring them up?
Yeah. All I mentioned, I've referenced how you were a dick to me. And then you shared them, and everyone's like, "Yeah, he was a dick to you." Like, I don't get what your point is. You proved my point.
No, why was I a dick to you?
I'm still trying. I think that's part of this whole podcast right now. I was trying to figure that out because you took offense to me asking you. I wasn't accusing you. I didn't say you did this. I said, did you do this? But they're two different things.
I told you to leave me alone. What did I tell you I was mad about?
Let me see. Here's the thing, by the way. You tell someone to leave you, stop talking to them. If you don't want to keep the conversation going, you have 30 messages in a row here.
Yeah, to be fair, in that conversation, when you say leave you alone, you did say your piece. You did say your complete piece on it, and to imply that leave you alone, and I get to say a bunch of shit, and you don't get to reply.
That's fucked up.
That's, you know, just to
never
be fair.
said don't reply in the DM.
No, I'm not saying you
You said
did,
leave me alone.
but you can't kind of use the whole leave me alone thing, and he continued
After
when
you
you
go
got to
off
say
on
your piece on it.
Hey, and that's fair. That's fair.
But why do you keep saying that then?
You cannot act like I didn't lash out at you because I saw you befriending the guy who was giving me the most fucking problems at the time.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to talk to anybody that was talking to my
Yeah, like
enemy.
me and Jason have like completely cut ties with this guy. You know, like he's a piece of shit. You know, so what he's saying is like things like this, right? You have this one on one of your newest accounts, right, where you favorited one of Darius's, you know, comments, and I think that's
so
what.
am I not
that's
allowed
what,
to favorite a comment that I
We're
agreed
not.
with because
I'm
it's
not
somebody
saying
who has
that,
a
and
history?
Eric's not saying that.
Nobody
He's
said
saying
that.
that's one of the reasons why he's
messaged me.
suspicious of you.
You Facebook messaged me January. All right?
Uh-huh.
When I told you leave me alone, it was because you were friendly with Darius and I didn't want to talk to you. That's why I lashed out at you in the Facebook message.
Okay, then why didn't you just say that and stop talking
I
to me?
did.
No, you didn't. You went off on this monologue like a evildoer of 30 messages in a row, and I'm getting one word in, just being like, it's not about me, but yes, like you're attacking me. Read through it.
You said, look right here. Go back to it.
You keep picking one line out of this and keep going back.
That's showing the proof that I messaged that it was because I didn't want to talk to him. I said, leave me alone.
Yeah, but you're saying two different things here. You're saying that you don't want to talk to me about it, and then
I don't want to hear anything, man. You think whatever you want to think. You think that whatever you say goes. You don't want to listen. You told me to have a temperature
if
check.
I didn't want to listen, I wouldn't be here right now. I wanted to hear you out. I wanted you to be honest about this.
You're
And
here for content. You're here for
If I was
content.
here for content, I'd make a video on you, and you keep wanting me to make a video. I'm not going to make it. You're not worth my time, dude, to
And
make
you're
a video
not
on.
either, which is why I'm saying
But you keep having this grandiose plan of, oh, Smash is going to make a video on me. I'm like, no,
Because
I'm not. I'm not.
You want to talk about history?
Because
history.
Let's
You
not
talk
yell.
about
Let's not yell
my
at
history
everybody.
with Baron von Keeb. My history with Baron von Keeb. What's your history about making videos on people?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Like the Evercade video, where you're not passive aggressive towards people.
Oh, I totally was.
So how am I supposed to not think, oh, based on this guy's history, he's going to make a video about me? How come it's only when
I don't know why you keep going back to threatening me. Make a video about me. Do it. Make a video about it. It's like, dude, that's not what this is about. This is about just making sure that we can talk about what happened and move forward from it. And if I am supposed to take this and just be okay with it, then I don't even know how to feel about it. Because to me, I am absolutely convinced it was you. And you are very good at convincing people when things are. You were really good about the Baron von Keeb thing. You're really good at it. Like that's one of the things that I give you credit for.
Which is funny because literally I could name 10 people who knew it was me the whole time because we used to actually make videos with Keeb on that Twitter account on Skype. We used to, if you go to Keeb's actual channel, his YouTube channel, we were on his Skype using that account and that alias, calling him fat midget and stuff like that. There was nothing secret about it. That was the gag. And it was a mistake. I got caught up, and that goes back to, I've heard Jason and Trevor say it. I've heard Tipster say it. I've heard Review Tech say it. When you get to that point where you get infatuated with the trolling, with the harassers, where you start doing stuff that you never thought you would do, that lower you to where you shouldn't be, that put you beneath where you're supposed to be, that's where I got. I got to that point where I was like, you know what? I sunk to a troll's level. I became a troll as well. And I never hid that. I apologized to Darius a long time ago. You can ask Isha Gaming. She saw the apology. I apologized to him, and I tried to move on. And
After you got caught.
He said, fuck you, and deleted it.
His response
Smash.
His response is meaningless. My point is you got caught in apology. It's not like you proactively said, guys, okay, I'm not keeping this up.
Where's it end? Where does the it's his past end with you then? It doesn't.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. My point is, like, I caught you red-handed on the stream.
No, you did not.
Okay.
Red-handed is definitive proof.
Okay, to me, it was definitive enough. Okay, so with that in my mind, it's really hard for me to hear you defend yourself. And I will give you credit; you're doing a good job with it. But ultimately, what I saw transpire the whole day, the way this person, how it started with Darius Truxton screenshot from a comment in a video, and how he was talking to me the whole time, calling me a clown this, all bunch of that stuff the whole time through. And then on your monologue, going through, come at me, bro. You got my phone. Clown. You're a clown, Jeff. Or Smash. You're a clown. And I'm like, dude, you're literally talking the same way as this alt was the whole day. And I'm supposed to believe that's not you.
Oh, just because somebody insults somebody as clown.
Again, I know that's no, it's not. It's not definitive proof. I told you.
You know how many trolls call Etika a clown? Was that me? No.
You're diverting the topic here. I'm just saying from my perspective, that's how I took it. Now, if I am supposed to, because you took the time so gracefully tonight to come on here, which I'm sure we all appreciate, especially me, because you didn't have to do this. Ultimately, I'm extremely frustrated that that web account was deleted, because I think we could have just.
So am I. I'm fucking furious that it's fucking deleted. You can ask Trevor. I was fucking pissed last night.
Yeah, I mean, we talked. Here's
the thing. You're saying you caught me red-handed, and you had this no doubt in your mind and this and that. It only doesn't matter when I'm telling you right now, Smash. I'm sorry I lashed out at you in the Facebook DMs, but at that time, I was like, this motherfucker's being fake to me.
What about when you lashed out on me on your live stream? When you said I was disrupting
because you were coming in
one thing, and you could have easily
disrupting it, accusing me of something that I took offense.
So you don't feel bad about what you said on that? You don't
in my stream, was I supposed to say, you know what, guys?
No, I'm not saying then. I'm saying now. Do you feel bad about it? Do you feel bad about it now?
I didn't finish my apology.
You're apologizing?
You're interrupting me. I was trying to say, I apologize for the way that I lashed out with you on Facebook in the DM. But at the time, I thought like how you say with your mind, I was seeing one thing from you, and I didn't want anything to do with it. I also saw videos you were making. I was like, I'm staying clear of this guy because I did not want to talk to anybody. I lashed out at Trevor at one point too, is what I'm trying to say. You weren't the only person that contacted me. You can ask Tipster. I lashed out at him. I lashed out at you. I lashed out at everybody because I wanted nothing to do with any of this. I was like, I'm moving on. I don't want anything to do with this. That's why I lashed out at you. Could I have handled it better? Sure. You're not wrong on that. That's fair. That's a fair argument. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I just want you to understand the reason why is because of what I was seeing. And you could take that for what it is because I saw one thing and I was like, this guy's being fake. Now, the only reason why I brought it up the other day with the 7th level thing was because you said YouTubers can't take criticism and they block. But then I saw somebody saying, oh, look, Smash blocked me. So I was having a laugh at it. I didn't attack you. I didn't write you. I was having
shared it. Dude, you're an influencer and you shared that with everyone. How am I
Smash?
I'm not allowed to retort to when you do eyeballs on something calling me out?
So I'm not allowed to retort when you say, Eric, hit me up on your main account?
Yeah, because I didn't tag you.
I didn't.
How'd you know about it?
Because people told me about it. People, when I check my phone and I'm on the phone with Trevor, people are like, yo, dude, Smash is accusing you of something. Do you not
honestly
tell me?
Honestly, the best thing to do in that situation, if it happens again, is to ignore it, to not become a part of it.
And that's why I asked Trevor.
That's why I didn't tag you. That's why I didn't, because I'm like, if for some random reason this isn't Eric, which, okay, I had a bias going into it, which I will admit, that I just, right when I saw that account was created that day, knowing your history and knowing how you just shared my DMs, like not 2 or 3 days before, 4 days before that, whatever, or a week ago, I don't know, sometimes similar. I was putting the pieces all together. I'm like, yeah, this is absolutely Eric without a question.
Absolutely. 100% proof?
No.
So why are you
saying how he felt?
I'm saying how I felt. My mindset was absolutely this is Eric. I'm not saying I have proof of that. I'm saying my mind was convinced it was you. Now, I was being careful as much as I could, because from my perspective, knowing that knowledge, how would you handle it? Would you just ignore the person right off the bat and just be like, block
No,
them?
no. I took the advice that you said. You said, Eric, when you're ready to hit me up, put your big boy pants on and let's have a convo. I'm here. Does that not say that I'm defending myself?
No, it does, but I'm just saying it doesn't prove a negative that you weren't the other person either. But you're doing what you can, which is, it's appreciated, and I will try to move forward from this situation, and maybe in the future we can try to work on who we are as people, because I'm not perfect either. I'll be the first one to admit that. And maybe I'm at fault. Actually, more than maybe. If you are not the person, I'm at fault. I should say, even if you are the person, I'm at fault for accusing you of this without proof. And that's on me. But I'm just telling you how I feel based off of the evidence circumstantial around it during that day. And
that's fair.
And for accusing you of it without proof, I will say I'm sorry.
And I will say that's fair. And I'm sorry for lashing out at you on the Facebook messages, but I felt like, dude, this guy's chumming it up with this guy. I don't trust him at all. And that's why I lashed out. And then the stuff on Twitter, I responded because I saw my name, and all knowing, I was very hesitant about replying to that accusation because I know there's no way I could prove it. Even if I show you my schedule, I can't. I'm telling you right now, if I use a phone I'm fired. I can't pull it out to check a call. I can't pull it out to text. I can't pull it out to, see what time it is. If I make a phone call, I'm fired. If I use Twitter, social media, I'm fired because they do not want to use cell phones. And everybody that's a facility has to lead by example at the that I'm on.
Okay, so what you want is just, you want me to take your word for that?
You don't have to believe me, Smash, but I just want you to know that I also don't have to believe you on anything that you say either.
Right, but I'm not the one with like a history of making alts.
And that's fine. You can keep bringing the history, but I never did it to you. The only person I used that alt on was Darius, the guy who is attacking people, that doxed Hancock, that doxed me, that threatened me, the one guy who is dangerous on the platform that you admitted in the DM. That's the only reason why I did that. And I said, and I've been showing that I'm sorry for it. I've been doing this redemption. I don't go on any of their channels anymore. I took a fucking break. And anybody that knows me, who I am or whatever, knows the situation that I've been going through with that, man.
I feel like you get too emotionally invested with stuff. Like on your monologue.
Would you not get emotional? Like you're getting emotional over this?
Well, let him speak though, Eric. Let him speak for a second.
I'm not accusing you. I'm trying to, like, for what it's worth, give you advice on when shit like this happens in the future. Take a breath and take a step away, take a step back, and legitimately assess the situation and try to figure out the best way of handling it. And maybe you feel like you handle it the best way possible. And if that's the case, that's who you are, that's fine. I'm just saying, I feel like personally, you could have handled that live stream way better. You were trying so hard to make me look like the bad guy instead of handling the situation right. You wanted to continue the drama. You were trying to get your chat attacking me. There were people in the chat creating alt accounts and saying horrible things. And you were, by lack of doing anything, that's encouraging it. And that's awful. So I'm just saying, if it were me, I would take this advice and just say, okay, I'll work on that instead of trying to rebuttal it. But whatever you'd like to say with that going forward, it's on you.
It's a fair argument. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I also had an alt in there that I didn't do anything about.
Yeah,
why?
I want to talk about a situation that I was on. I don't live stream too often.
He didn't do anything because of this whole thing going forward. He's delegating that to mods. He's trying not to wrap himself up into that because
But
that's
by-
the
by
rabbit hole he
delegating
went
it-
down
But by delegating it to other people, you're leaving the control out of your hands. If you want to control the situation, own it. Ban the. When I do live streams, it's been a while. I ban people who are
But no,
trolling.
he's not controlling it. He's
That's my
bowing out
point.
of it.
I'm saying he needs to control that so that this kind of stuff doesn't happen.
Why? Like, dude, I'm not gonna ban anybody in my
You know what?
chat. Like,
Okay,
they
If
have
someone,
to-
says, if someone in your chat is going off saying that you beat your kids or beat your
wait,
wife, you're gonna.
hold on.
You're
Let's
just gonna.
smash. Let's smash.
You're just gonna.
Hold
When
on,
it's only
guys.
you that-
Everybody's speaking over everybody. All right. I was simply saying that I'm not gonna ban anybody. They can say that I beat my
Nope.
kids or whatever. I don't care as long as they're not putting up personal information that's sensitive. I don't care.
What about if they saying another person in the chat is doing that and throwing accusations at another person? Are you okay with that?
No.
I'm not
Because I
okay
said-
with that, but just because somebody puts something up in my live stream doesn't mean I'm condoning it either. You know?
But it kind of does because you're in charge of it.
How am I in charge of it?
Like if you can read it.
I
and you're
don't.
able to
First of
do
all, I
something
don't
about it.
agree with the YouTube policy that they're taking away people's rights or whatever because of what some random person puts on their chat. I don't agree with that. The same
No, I
way
agree
that
with
I don't
that.
agree
I'm saying-
with it's
Right.
not.
No, dude, you're making a different argument. I'm saying you are in charge of your chat. You control it. And what you allow and what you don't speaks volumes for the type of person you are.
I don't believe in controlling the chat in any way possible, other than
I
someone putting up
strongly
something
disagree with that.
illegal. That's
You know
just.
what? I don't do
The
live
internet
chats.
is the Wild West. I think it should remain the Wild West. That's just, I've been that way for videos, for comments, for forums, for everything. That I'm gonna remain consistent on that. It's just the
Alright.
way I feel.
All right, I'm gonna try to tell my story. It's my third time. All right, I don't do live chats too often, right? I don't. I was playing games like 2-3 weeks ago, and I did a live session, and it's, dude, you're trying to read the chat, you're trying to play games. I was with somebody. There's a lot going on. Maybe you guys have more experience than I do, and the chat was going on. And what happened during the chat? I got a SmashJT alt in there. And luckily, I'm cool with Smash. I can reach out to Smash anytime. And I was all like, I really thought it was Smash in my chat. And then I realized it was the alt whenever he said, Desi FOMO is talking shit about you right now on her live stream. Go to her page. And live on my chat, I started laughing. I knew it wasn't Smash right there. I go, man, look at this alt. And I started laughing. And then people were praising me in the chat, like, oh, you know, that's badass. You didn't fall for it. And then that alt left right after that. But what we got to do, our responsibility as creators, we got to just ignore all the alts because they're trying to stir up drama with all of us. Like they're enjoying this. This is their entertainment. Whether Eric needs to, you know, ignore whatever's going on, whatever's coming at him, Smash, ignore alts that you think it's Eric. I mean, we all together need to ignore this shit because at the end, they're like getting entertainment out of
No,
us
you're
fighting with
absolutely
each other.
right, and that's a really good point. Like, I was doing a little bit of self-reflecting during this. Like, how could I have handled this situation better instead of putting it on Eric, regardless of if that alt was Eric or not? What I should have done is just block that person that hit me up, and it would have been done. It wouldn't have been an issue. There wouldn't have been an alt situation or anything. My concern was, because I thought about doing that, blocking this is just going to open the door for another one to do it. And another. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to address this. And then I went down the road. I'm like, oh, I'm going to have some fun with this and try to find out what I can about this. And I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking it's Eric. So I was not in the mindset of who could this be? Let me try to figure out. I'm like, oh, I know it's Eric the whole time. So let's have some fun with this. Instead of just, I learned a lesson myself that day. And next time that happens, I just block. Which is funny
Or you
because
don't have to block
it was
people in the
literally,
game.
I mean, not block,
Mute.
just mute, yeah. Which I've been doing a lot of lately because I feel like my video, and it definitely struck a chord with Eric based off of how he was referencing it, talking about how YouTubers are fragile. And some people took that video the wrong way, saying that if you block someone, you're automatically fragile. I'm like, no, there's definitely context. And if you watch the video, I talk about that context. A lot of people just see the title and they even watch the video, but still just assume the context is from the title and make their own assumptions from it. But the point being, you can still block people if you feel like they are not, in my mind, everyone can do whatever the hell you want, by the way. This is, I'm talking me. I'm saying you as in me. I can block people for any reason I want. And my reason coming down to it now is if they talk shit about my family, or if they make a personal attack on me, or if they are just trolling me, which, by the way, full circle, what happened between me and the 7th level, he was just trolling me. And I'm like, I don't have time for this POS. I'm blocked. I'm done with it. And he saw my video title, or someone shared it with him, and he went off on this whole thing about how awful SmashJT is and how hypocritical he is and all this other. I'm like, no. It's not hypocritical at all, because I'm not saying I can't handle you. I'm saying you're wasting my time. You want to come at me with something important, something valuable, that's different. But there's context is everything with it, I guess is what.
Yeah, well, I just personally don't block anybody, like on Twitter or on anything. I don't have anybody muted. I don't have anybody blocked. Nothing. And recently, someone with the Hancock situation, someone had watched my video and was like, "You're a horrible person. You curse." And I'm like, what?
Well, I wouldn't block that.
What? Yeah, but they can't. They were. I mean, it had to be close to 30 tweets nonstop. They kept adding me. It got to the point where nope. I just kept asking them to stop adding me. You know, I was done with them. But I don't.
That doesn't always
anybody.
work, though.
Literally, if I have to block somebody, it's at the point where I should just go report them because they're doing something illegal. Like, that's my line. You know?
And everyone has a different line. I'm not saying that people have to follow my rules or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, Eric, you should know better than anybody in here that you're the maybe it's not because not what you do anymore, but making the videos is also a major portion of them is to entertain people and make them think a different way and reconsider things. So people see a video and they start saying, "Oh, you said this, so you're an asshole and a hypocrite." It's like, well, maybe, but I try my best not to be. This is just another way to think about something. And by the way, you watch your video, by it. Like, that's my line of thought.
You're breaking up. What'd you say?
I was just saying, you know better than anyone that entertainment is important out of a video.
Yeah. That's why I got upset. And maybe I could have handled the stream a lot better. But at the time, I saw it as the guy that was picking at me passive aggressively all day on Twitter and accusing me for something. Of course I'm going to lash out.
But that's why I wasn't tagging you. So you shouldn't have been getting offended by it if it wasn't you, because you wouldn't have stuff all. That's what I'm getting at.
No, it pissed me off more that you didn't tag me.
I mean, I didn't want to tag you because I would have only tagged you if I had hard evidence that. So initially I was just like, "Hey, Eric," and I was like, "This is only going to bother him if it's his alt." That's why I was doing that.
It wouldn't bother somebody if they were innocent from it at all.
Well, they wouldn't know about it because they weren't tagged in it until way after.
You didn't think that I would see it at all? If there was out there,
I didn't know how far it would go.
I'm not trying to start an argument. You have like what, 12.6K Twitter followers? Well, how many Twitter followers do you have?
Yeah, this is a fair point about Eric, right? He's got a shit ton of followers, and either Eric is the most obsessed person with his own name, or he has a bunch of people that constantly, obsessively message him about the things that are going on, because he has a knack of finding things somehow.
Do you not think that as soon as you said my name, that I probably got several messages? Come on, man. I'm not trying to accuse you of anything, but you knew when you wrote that.
Let me ask you something, Eric. Can you provide evidence that someone reached out to you that said, "Hey, David Webb is messaging you"? Do you have any evidence of that?
Oh, that's actually good.
Not David Webb, but I have friends in my group chat that said that I was being accused.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Do you have evidence of that? Like, I mean, because that could
do
prove it.
But I'm not going to show my group chat. I'm not going to show my group chat messages. I'll show where I was at 4:30, and I'll show what I sent to you in our DMs when I discovered it and talked about it. But I'm not going to show who said it.
I mean, in a lot of these instances, you say that people reach out to you,
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just saying it's fair to ask, okay, well,
But if somebody follows SmashJT and they follow me on Twitter as well, and they like a tweet that somebody posts, you're going to still see it in your feed. Or if somebody responds or something like for example, Krillin told me that he was engaging with Smash.
right. So that's what I'm saying. Do you have evidence of Krillin saying that?
My mod. And then here, let me see. I'm not
trying to put you in the spot, but I'm thinking of different things that could show Smash genuinely that they have people that constantly reach out to you that tip you off on these things. Because otherwise, it looks like you're still obsessively, looking at anyone that reaches out to you.
And that's fair. But you cannot think that just not tagging somebody that the internet is not going to try to stir the pot, or that somebody's going to reach, or just like this whoever 9-Bit Derek obviously is somebody that was malicious towards me. If you look at their Twitter, oh, mommy said wash the dishes, I'm Eric's older brother.
Yeah, that's
but Eric, we're not.
What I'm trying to say is you can't say that there's, in the grander scope of Twitter as a platform, that there's not people that saw me and SmashJT having an issue 4 days prior and wanted to reach out and be like, hey, check out what he's typing about you.
Right? No.
Say,
I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying, do you have one example of a fan reaching out to you saying, "Hey,
Krillin told me about it. Krillin told me about the stuff, and he told me it live on the live stream, and I timestamped it."
Yeah, but you knew about it before that.
Because I was on the phone with Trevor when I was going to Twitter and I saw it.
Right, and I believe you told me that a couple of channels had told you about web in general. Am I mistaken in saying that?
Yeah, I had my friends in my group chat tell me, "Hey, this is going on."
All right, so let me ask you something. Why is it like sensitive information for you to show that? I don't understand. Is it like a private Discord that you don't want to share?
No, it's a Facebook chat. The Facebook chat.
All right. So are you willing to privately show me that?
Yeah. I don't have to show it though. If
I'm not saying you don't have to, but I think it would go a long fucking way.
Let me finish.
Okay.
I don't have to show it if he didn't want me to prove that I was at work at 4:30.
Say that again?
He didn't want me to prove that I was at work at 4:30. So why should I have to prove that somebody messaged me?
Oh, because I think this would be like a smoking gun saying, hey, Eric, was reached out to, at some point to say, hey, this is going on. Did you know about this? And it should coincide with our phone call.
You started talking.
It should coincide with our phone call. I mean, that would be a lot more proof of the situation than anything else said tonight. More than work, more than anything. Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah, it's a fair point. So I just feel that I shouldn't have to fucking dox my chat, but I'll do it.
Well, how about this? Instead of doxing your chat, how about
not gonna
share it with Trevor privately after this and let him tell us what he sees. Because I know you guys are cool.
Because Smash knows I'm not gonna lie for Eric.
No, I know. Trust me. If anything, you'll defend him to death. So I'm not worried about that. But you're fair. You're fair. I'm just giving you a hard time. You're fair.
I hear you. Is it because of the Madonna cone tit I have on my eye?
No.
Yeah. The one point I wanted to get is with Smash, mention Eric's name without actually doing the @ on Twitter. That's stuff that me and Smash do. It's no secret. Our YouTube channels, we're open-minded. We talk about what we think's wrong in the community as far as mentioning other YouTubers. We do that. We may talk about them. I just
we're gonna
see it as a way to ignore them. I just see it like, Eric, you should have just ignored it.
You're trying to climb out of a past history.
Yeah, don't engage then. Don't engage at all, dude.
Because if I don't engage, what are they going to say anyway?
Who cares? Just keep not engaging.
It's easy to say that, Jason, when you haven't been doxxed.
All right, I do give you
I'm
that.
being
I
doxxed
don't.
because of allegations. Because people think, oh, there's people that still think no matter what that I did the fucking Rick strike, and people think you too.
Oh yeah, people do, but
There's people who are going to think that just because Smash says something is an Eric alt, that it's fact without even being in this chat, without seeing any of the screenshots. That's why I was wanting to dox myself on this fucking call. I don't have to show Smash or you because you live in San Antonio. Now you can find out where I work. I don't have to show any of you
oh,
guys.
dude, I don't get
If I was lying, why would I dox my job? If I was saying I was here and I can't have a phone, why would I dox my job? Why would I do all that? Why would I show all that sensitive information to Trevor?
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to wonder, because you're really like emphasizing. I mean, it's cool. You really want to prove your innocence.
But Smash, if I feel that it's cheap and coward to not tag me.
Well, all I guess I'm saying about that screenshot.
No, let me respond to him.
All right.
My mindset going into it was, I wanted to be fair to you, as best I could, even though everything in me was telling me it was you. So I didn't want to outright accuse you directly. And there's a lot of Erics in this world. So I figured I'd start with that just to see where it went. That's why I didn't tag you.
And to be fair, he didn't say 8-bit Eric. He said Eric.
Right, I just said Eric. I wanted to make sure so that there wouldn't be people connecting the dots that weren't involved in the situation, accusing you because it was coming from me.
Oh, when you say, oh, this is Eric Alt because he's obsessed with exposing me, he's obsessed with Darius Truxton, who do you think what Eric they're going to think of?
Well, I mean, that's my whole angle, which is why I think it was you.
No, but you still said it. You just didn't put an @ sign
right
in front of the name. So
right.
You were still saying it anyway. So to me, it looked like you were just trying to hide it behind my back that you were talking shit. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay. That's one way to look at it. But if I never said your name, then how could I be talking shit about you?
You said Eric.
Point. Why would you? But how do we know it's you? So why are you
though.
taking offense to it?
You said Eric because
there's a lot of Erics out there.
I'm taking offense because it's not true. The same reason why you took offense what an alt was saying, because it's not true. I know you don't beat your wife and kids, and I find it fucked up that somebody said it. But at the time, in the heat of the moment, I was focused on you, Smash.
And allowing that to
be that person's gone. Person's blocked. If it's too late, you're right. But the stream is up there. People can watch the full stream. They can look at the live chat of what you said. They can look at what I was saying. And the bottom line is, we both were mad at each other yesterday over he said, she said bullshit. And it's ridiculous. That's why I'm on here trying to cut it. I want to move on from this. I'm tired of, fairly being criticized of saying alts. That's why I took offense to it. The smoking gun here is that I even debated with Trevor, should I respond at all? I didn't just go do it. I was like, should I respond to this? Should I respond to this? I was hesitant to do it. But at the time, I was seeing red too, just like you were seeing red. I'm not saying I was innocent in that with responding to you. But you can't say Eric. That's like me saying Smash and saying, oh, that I didn't tag you. Come on, man.
Smash is a little bit different because that's far fewer people that could be smashed. But I know what your point is.
You're telling me when you were tweeting about an Eric with alts that people didn't think my past history and put 2 and 2 together.
I think it would have looked way worse if I tagged you. Because you would have had the approach of, you're accusing me of this. What an asshole. And you just put 2 and 2 together without any proof, which is why I didn't do it.
I had it anyway, didn't I?
But I didn't know that at the time. When it started out, I was like, just going to have some fun with this. It's Eric. It's Eric.
You're not wrong. Look, Smash.
And I didn't want to bug you all day with, if you weren't a part of this and you're at work, getting all these tags throughout the whole day. That would have really pissed you off, wouldn't it have?
It definitely would have.
But it didn't, because I didn't tag you in it.
I was the alt, but I'm not. and
But
you're not going to believe it. I can't prove it. What I'm trying to tell you, and I even told Trevor, dude, Trevor, please show Smash all the DMs we had the past week.
I can send it to him. Yeah.
I told him, I was like, dude, I'm not even mad at Smash. I was okay until he came in the stream. I was like, the other day, I was finding it funny that Seven was saying you blocked him. I wasn't even pissed off. And then I said, dude, the only reason why.
But you got to know, from me, I was pissed off because you shared that with your audience. Me after I make a video.
You broke up. You were pissed off. Why?
Because he's an influencer, and how's it make me look after I make a video talking about fragile YouTubers and to his entire audience, and then everyone started commenting like, "Oh, Smash is just as fragile, this, that, and the other thing," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Why does it bug you if things aren't allowed to bug me? Why does it bug?
Because it's sharing misinformation.
You were the one that DM'd me. That nothing was misinformation about that DM.
No, I'm talking about.
What do you mean misinformation?
I'm talking about the 7th level when you just put the eyeballs on it. Why is he starting shit? Like, that's, to me, that's starting shit.
I just showed
that.
Yeah, to be fair, why did you put that tweet out with the eyes?
That's that's a direct attack at me when you do that. Even if you're like, I thought it was funny, I shared it. To me, that's like, what the fuck's he doing here? Like, okay. why do you do that?
What were your intentions behind that tweet?
Fair enough. I thought it was funny. So you haven't cheap shot anybody like I thought we weren't going to talk about drama and stuff this past week either.
Oh no, here's the thing.
I can have fun too, Smash.
You can. I'm only looking for you to admit it. But when you're wrong, I do it all the time too, and I'm wrong, and I'll say it.
I didn't deny that I did it.
I'm not perfect.
I was having fun with it.
So in Smash's eyes, I guess he's saying that's an example of you just engaging in drama.
Yes, there we go. Thank you for speaking for me.
That's fair enough,
and you're saying you don't want drama, you don't want any of this. Don't do shit like that, because that's what it is. I do it because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be a part of it. Don't engage in it. Like, just don't. It's like, it's a very, very, like, here's why I can do it. And I don't want to sound like I'm holier than thou, because trust me, I'm not. I got my job, I got my family, I got my life, I got everything going on. And this YouTube thing is like literally just for kicks for me. Mm. So I engage in the drama as like, it's my wife watches The fucking Bachelor. I do this. Like, that's the way I look at it. And this is real life. It's engaging. And sometimes I watch The Bachelor with her. Full disclosure.
Oh God, is that what we're doing here? Are we The Bachelor on YouTube?
No, I get Smash. He has fun while doing YouTube.
It's my escape of my reality of dealing with nonsense. And that's what it is. It's complete nonsense. All this that we're doing tonight, this is nonsense. And I think that's why I'm like, that's why I'm getting to this point of the thing that really, the tipping point to all of it was that I was frustrated with that alt on the live stream that was saying those things. Because full disclosure, I'm not alone with this in this world. You attack someone's family, you see red. You know, that's just how it goes. Mm-hmm. And I'd like to think that the same goes for everyone. And I guess what I'm trying to get established here is let's try to keep it above the belt when it comes to talking about people's family, if it's within your control. And I don't want to sum up this with that sentence, but ultimately that's kind of what it is. All this other stuff, I had fun with it. I did. I truly had fun with it. I had fun talking with this alt account all day while I was at work. It was a big fucking waste of time, but it was entertaining. It was fun. I could have been probably getting more done at work, but it was engaging, and it was like a mystery. It was like, how am I going to expose Eric today? How is this going to come out? And I was like, I was enthralled with it. And a part of me kind of thought that that's how you felt about all this too. And clearly when I saw your live stream, that's definitely not what it was. So there was miscommunication that started from the DM, which was I will take fault for asking a question.
I think if y'all could have
directly.
worked the DM disagreement out, this shit would have never happened.
Just let me ask you, do you see where I was upset at and didn't trust you at all in the DM? Where I was like, no, you're talking to somebody I can't stand.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, don't share people's DMs too. Just don't. That's like, even if you, unless it's like something that's like so horrible that the world needs to see it.
Yeah,
like
no, you know what?
And you're talking about sharing publicly, obviously.
Right.
Yeah.
This might open up another hornet's nest, but the reason why I did that was because you're calling people fake, but then in that DM, you're saying you're only being nice to guys like that, so they don't come after you.
I mean, it's fair enough, but do you feel that was such a big enough point to make that it was worth sharing DMs?
Yeah, because your attitude.
By the way, is also engaging in drama.
Sharing,
again.
just so you know, Eric, though, like in the commentary community, like sharing DMs, like completely, that'll completely torch your trust with other.
Like, I
YouTubers.
would never. When I saw you do that, I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
Okay, but
like, I would never do that.
But
Unless it was something like
I still
super-
think, no matter what, referencing it, you know, it that's the logical conclusion. You're kind of.
I referenced it. He could reference back saying that's how you might have taken it, but that's definitely not how
All
I.
right, so let's try this. What?
Look,
How could Eric have responded that wouldn't have included the DMs? Like, he would have had to at least, like, somewhat share the ideas behind
if
the
it exposes
DMs.
Smash or does anything against Smash, I get it. Don't do it, because you know.
No, dude. I mean, now you're trying to play believe it now. I'm just saying. I'm
I
just
get
saying.
it. But Trevor, don't act like you didn't say that those DMs weren't a good look.
No, I made a video about it. I'm not hiding anything. I definitely don't think I found it completely weird that someone would appease it. You know, because and that's the thing I don't get about a couple of people, that if they put themselves publicly and, you know, their family is a weird issue, you know, then I don't know, maybe don't get on YouTube, you know, if that's like a huge worry or whatever. But I think I'm trying to say what could have been a response from Eric that, you know, wouldn't have just made it blow up more, that the end result is not, all right, well, let's just put the fucking DM so everybody can know about it. At some point, somebody would have had to be the bigger person and say, let's take this conversation back to DMs.
Here's the thing, though. You're
or
saying
it would have came out eventually.
You're saying he had no choice but to do that. And I'm saying, from my perspective and many others, when he shared those DMs, it literally proved my point. It wasn't like it was like fighting against what I said. It proved my point of how he treated me in the DMs. So I could get it if I said something that was wrong, and he was like, no, man, here are the DMs to prove that. But he literally shared DMs and just reinforced what I said. So I don't get why he would share the DMs. That's what I'm getting at.
Because I feel you were being fake. Still, even after you said you were being fake on YouTube previously, I feel you were still being fake, and you're still fake now, if I'm going to be honest. I feel everything about you is fake. And that's just why I shared it.
That's fair. That's fair. You're allowed to feel that way about someone. I'm not going to argue with you.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, like, that was one of the reasons why I asked if y'all didn't want to, you know, do this as a podcast in the first place and handle it offline.
I don't have anything to hide.
You know, and to be fair, both of y'all have made comments suggesting that that wouldn't be enough. You know, on Eric's side, he said, well, you know, the problem with that is that Smash would get to say everything publicly, but then the content that actually defends Eric himself wouldn't be public. And then on Smash's side, he seemed to not really want to say anything without starting the podcast. So it seems like, to be fair, both of y'all wanted to, you know, address this stuff publicly. You know?
That's fine. I'm not offended. Are you saying I'm taking offense? I said
No,
he's-
I just want it out there because it keeps getting said, the whole drama thing and
no,
all of
like
that
I
stuff.
said. Well, like I
So-
said,
I didn't want to do this. I told you last night and today. I said I feel like it shouldn't come to this. I really don't want to do this, but I'll do it if it helps show that I'm trying to defend my name. That I'm if the only person that I care about out of all this equation, taking any kind of semblance of thinking, okay, maybe Eric wasn't the alt, is Smash. I don't care if anybody watches this, comments anything, or makes a video response to it, or says anything. The only person that I'm worried about proving any kind of side of a story to is Smash. And he doesn't have to take it. He's completely right saying my past thing, whatever. And I do agree. The situation started from the Facebook DM when I lashed out. And then again, when we also lashed at each other now and all that, it's a big mess. I'm saying it's not outside the realm that now, as of right now, there's going to be people that are going to try to continue to stir the pot. And I'm telling not Darius, Smash right now.
Whoa, that's a Freudian slip. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He just made a video about me. I'm telling Smash right now that if any alts come at you, I'm going to fucking ignore it because it's not me.
and I'm gonna too.
Attack you that
we
way.
should all ignore him, man.
And I think that's fair enough, and that's a good resolution for this conversation.
And I will block it. I'll even make your name a censored word if you need it on my channel.
I
If you
don't,
need that.
I don't care. Like I said, you're the one that's trying to avoid the drama.
Trevor was right.
I'm just having fun with it.
We were
I mean, I'm
friends.
being real. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wait, everybody's
My
starting
little-
to talk over each other.
Sorry.
I was just we were friends at one point. And I feel like that we both lost trust because of actions. It's all stupid internet bullshit. We can agree to disagree. I'm gonna be honest. I know you don't trust me. I don't trust you either.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like you take it way too.
Because it's not entertainment to me, man. It's not once I started getting doxxed.
You need to watch your monologue if it's not entertainment to you.
No, I was heated. I was legitimately heated and pissed off.
Well, like I said, I want to bottom line this for a second. Like I said, in the past, I think the biggest issue was the DM interaction between you two guys. And if you want to talk fair between the two people, all right, Smash could have probably worded it a little bit better and not, just assumed that everything was copacetic between him and you, Eric. And he could have said, "Look, I'm reaching out for comment. I may discuss this in a future video. Would you mind, discussing it with me?" And to be fair, you could have, since you guys had past interactions, maybe came in a little less hot, and so I think both of y'all made mistakes on that instance, and without that instance blowing up, this other shit would not have happened. So I don't
It's
think...
very true. It's very true because without that instance, I don't think I would have immediately beelined to "This is Eric."
Right? I see that.
I made a point to let you know, Smash, as the lashing wasn't just you. You weren't the only Jesus Christ being whipped at the time. Everybody that came at me and DM'd me was getting a lashing. I've lashed out at friends. I've lashed out at Trevor. I've lashed out at you. I've lashed out at Tipster. Everybody was getting a lashing.
That's one of the reasons why I'm giving him just as much blame in that interaction as you, is because I've been witness to the lashing. The lashing is why I decided, fuck this, I'm gonna fucking cover Darius and Eric and fucking call out Eric when I see him, prodding the beast or whatever.
And everything that you asked of me, everything that Trevor asked of me, he was like, show me this, show me that, prove this. I've been 100 more than enough, dude, and I'm willing to be
right. But before that, you fucking lashed out and everything the same way that you lashed out towards Smash.
And the other thing too, like I've had, it's not just you. Like I've had it out with plenty of people via DMs. Me and Tipster have gone at it, especially during the Destiny FOMO situation. Me and him were really going at it in DMs. and we're still cool as fuck right now. Like, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's different with me and you. Like, I can have a disagreement with other people and be cool, and with you, it's like the fucking, this is the worst person in the world. I'm never fucking talking to him again. And it's just, I'd like to think we're better. We're all better than that. And again, I'm not perfect. I don't want to make it sound like I have all the answers and I'm right and you're wrong. Even though I've probably tried to imply that throughout this entire thing. My point is, I'd like to come out of this better, all of us, better people for it, learning from our mistakes, all of us, and just moving forward. And if we want to work together going forward, work slow steps and build the trust and be there. And if we don't want to work together, the fuck it, don't. Like, there's a million people. Like, it's fine.
That's
it's
part
fine.
of what I was getting when I was like, dude, it's if I don't associate with you, it's not a company from Philadelphia telling me not to do it. I want you to understand that. Do you get
I completely, oh yeah. And that's what I already said. I agree. I know that. I know you make up your own mind. I know you do. I have some a full disclosure here. I have some concerns in my head what your motives are and who's in your ear some with what you do, but I'd like to think you're a grown-ass adult that can make your own mind up and do the right thing. So your decisions are ultimately your decisions. I'm not taking that away from you.
Nobody has ever told me what videos to make or who to talk about or who to associate with. And if you want to ask, I mean, we'll be here all night. Might as well do it.
I'm just saying. I want to.
We can do it.
Put out there. I want to put out there what the community's, not the community, what my mindset is. And I've heard from other people that they feel like you are the person that is. Maybe it's by default because you're the only one that actually engages with people, but you are the person that gets sent after to resolve situations. But I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm saying that is.
I think he might be the only one that responds to it.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That comes with the
recently, territory. But I think that the fact that, like, if we're gonna get into this MCN shit, I think that like
that's gonna be 5.
No, I don't want to get into that. But let me say one more. Because you just said,
I could say, I can see that opinion, what you just said, where it looks like maybe I'm the one that sent, but it's not true. The reason why I do that is because I'm very passionate about things I care about, people I care about, and defending those people. It may not be equal, whatever, but
no, it's honorable. It is. Like, after I made that Wood video, I think it kind of got to you because Wood is a good friend of yours, and you probably didn't like what I had to say.
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't watched a video from yours since the Destiny FOMO stuff.
Yeah, because here's a fair.
So you didn't watch the blocking video?
No, the reason why I was just laughing at 7th Level's tweet. I haven't watched anybody's videos.
I mean, could you see how that comes across to just laugh and agree with someone without watching the video and make a decision to think that's funny? I mean, watch the video at least to make your own mind up. That's
if somebody puts YouTubers are fragile and can't take criticism and they show a blocked image to the casual person on the outside looking in, is it not going to be funny?
It's funny, but then I'd probably watch the video to get some depth on it. But anyway, I get you though. I get you. I don't want to try to argue.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to say, and I don't want to make this podcast without this being said. And I know you're working on it actively, despite what this podcast might come off as drama in dealing with a situation, but that is the reality of life when it comes to this stuff. But making the video, for God's sakes, that's me. My wife is pinging the wrong phone. Making a video with this is back before you've
I already know where you're going. Talking about Game On?
No. I'm talking about back before I know you've moved on from this, so it's a moot point, but I'm going to say it anyways because it leads into another point. But you made videos about Radical Rick You were talking about him on Twitter. You were going off about why he's such a bad person for the community and he's toxic and this, that, the other thing, which partially is true for a lot of the stuff he was doing. I'd say, yes, he is definitely just stirring the pot to stir the pot, and was completely off base with a good amount of his videos.
Including one that I was about you that I DM'd you about, saying I defended you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But my point is not... But my point is not that, though. I appreciate that. But my point is, and this goes to a grander audience, know your influence, know your pull, know who you are, and have confidence in who you are, because people look up to larger channels. And when, even if it's bad, by the way, when people draw attention to these people, it only helps them. And that's why when you were talking about Rick all the time, I was like, what? Just stop talking about Rick. That's how I found out about him. Now that I think about it, it's when you were talking about him, and I'm like, oh my God. And then he's getting all these subscribers and attention. I'm like, he's literally just sending people to him. And people, I think people, a lot of creators forget this. They take their audience for granted. They assume they're drones.
It's similar to what you said the last time you were on about Wood acknowledging Darius's.
Let me get to that. That's my grander point. I'm slowly getting there. Sorry. Where was I though? Grander scale, bringing attention to them, and they're getting the views. Oh, the audience. I think a lot of creators, when they grow, it's easier just to say, oh, it goes to their head and they get cocky. I think that's simplifying it too much, but just go with that. They forget that people are intelligent and they don't give their audience the credit they deserve to make up their own mind. So when you send people over somewhere because you hate them, your audience, a good amount of them will go into it being like, they don't just blindly follow us. They make up their own minds when they see a different channel. And they're like, wait a second, this guy's actually making some good points. I can see where he's coming from, and they'll subscribe to them. They'll stay subscribed to you probably, but they'll subscribe to them because of, and it just grows them incorrectly. Like it skews everything because of that. And I'm not saying like blackball these channels. I'm just saying they're getting exactly what they want. That's how they get the attention. And I think, if I'm going to be totally fair, I didn't like Rick initially. He's grown on me a tremendous amount because I think he's made some great strides in his content and focusing on what is important and not just facts, but giving a realistic look at a situation and trying his best to remove bias, even though the bias is definitely still there. And then moving on to my grander scale, just real quick, I'm just going to end it. When Wood made that video or that post on Twitter about Darius, I'm just like, what are you like? Why would you do that? Darius has like at the time like 300 subscribers. His videos shitting on Wood were getting like 180 views. I'm like, why is he doing it? He went from like 300 to 600 subscribers in like a week from that tweet. Don't do that. Like that's what he wanted. He made videos being like, hey, fuck you, beat 'em ups. I know a lot of you are here. He's like all cocky about it because that's what wanted, and he got it. And just like we as a community, people who work really hard to grow their channels for the right reasons. And I'm not saying you like you, I'm talking to myself too here, and Jason and Trevor too. Like we have to be conscious about how we go about handling the haters, because they will only survive off of the attention that is given to them. And I'll leave it there.
And you're absolutely correct. And I even told that, because that's when he gave me the heads up that I came up in your podcast when you were solo with them. I was already working on it by the time that podcast came out. I've already been working on that, not engaging. I mean, this is already giving them a fucking platform, you know. But the video I made about Rick, there was only one. Until just recently when I got doxxed. But you were tweeting about him a lot too, though, at the time, if you remember. Yeah. My biggest and only problem with Rick was never because he was making videos. It was because he wouldn't verify stuff in his comments, and there was a lot of trash and junk in there that he would spout back and try to present as fact. And that was the whole thing. And all I ever wanted from him was to discuss or to talk or whatever. And he started hiding behind it's this guy. And everybody, you're telling me realistically, just because of Baron Von Keeb, that everybody on a 5,000 subscribe channel that comes and tries to leave some kind of criticism or counter is me? And that's ridiculous.
No, I know. But that goes back to my point of giving the audience credit for being intelligent enough to recognize that.
It's and you're not wrong, which is why not even 3 days after the first Rick video I ever made, calling him out for deleting comments, I took it down. That's why people are like, "Where is it?" I took it down. Yeah. I saw it, and I never made a video about him again until people were like, "He striked Rick. He striked Rick." I didn't want to make that video showing, "Hey guys, here's my copyright takedown history," but me and Jason had to do it. We had to make those videos showing it. I haven't.
I mean, but I get it.
No, I get it. Tweets, all that. That's why. When's the last time I tweeted about Rick?
No, and that's why I said you've already moved past this. But I'm just as a greater point, like the Wood thing, just kind of was like, I'd like to think we moved this conversation to a better place.
Hey, all I asked before we go, Smash, you don't have to believe that it wasn't me, but can you at least look at the full stream that I linked with the timestamps and look at when I used my phone and just think about how I have the chat right here that I read, the chat, everything like that, and that I've been streaming every night for the past 30 or so days since January 23rd. I've been streaming every night from 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. Central. And I was just doing my thing, entertaining people. I was not David Webb. I was not on Twitter. Just look at the timestamp. That's all I'm asking.
Okay.
I want to add one more thing before we end all this. With the whole, it's not really MCN, but as an example, when those guys, what podcast is it again? Is it Spawnwave?
Spawncast.
They did that on their own, actually.
Spawncast. Okay. When those guys did that, all right, they're in a situation where, in my opinion, they're in a situation where they're not going to speak on things. They're not going to be tweeting out like Eric has done in the past, the recent past.
Not to interrupt, but like the second I saw Smash in my chat, I didn't ignore it, like, because I know the week before
that. No, but that's
you and Jason were in the stream.
That's my point, though. That's my point, though, is that these guys feel like they're not going to engage any of this stuff, and the most they're willing to do is a silent protest of it. So I feel like if you don't want to be sort of dragged into, I guess, the commentary realm, then you kind of have to ignore it. Either you're one of these channels that, does the type of content that you do, or you're also doubling as someone that's willing to engage, this side. So you can't really, if you're gonna tweet, whether it's fair or not, whether you're making a fair point or not, if you're gonna engage Smash on some stuff like this, then you can't really be surprised when you get dragged into that world.
Oh, you're absolutely right.
What I'm saying.
Fair. Yeah.
So that's the only point I'm trying to make.
I think Hancock and Barnacle are fucking. I hope you're still recording in case you want this off the record. I think Hancock and Barnacle were out of line for what they did. If they did it, I don't know all the absolute prives, but it doesn't look good. I don't support them. I saw Ken Tatino say I supported false flaggers. I don't. The only times I ever anybody down.
I've noticed that's one thing that the MCN can agree with on this is that is a shitty thing to do. No, it doesn't matter that you remove the lines and you all come together and be like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, we're all trying to make it here. We're all trying.
Hancock's not anyway. Hancock and the Middle Jesus crew, they look down on MCNs. None of them. The only one that was ever in it was Riggs, and he quit. I was his channel manager. He quit.
Claims publicly that it wasn't worth it. He said that in one of
he
his
made
videos that
videos.
it wasn't worth it. He only got free codes for things, and that was the only benefit he
We all
saw.
get codes already, right? I get keymail. I have a
Right.
keymailer, a Woozit, a terminal. I just literally got like 15 games today.
But
that I'm
just
like,
to say a really good point about this whole MCN discussion, all right? Smash, do you realize that Rich is part of the same MCN?
Recently I've discovered that. And
that
I've also
to me like shatters a lot of the perception that at least the
can't talk about
anti-e-bagger
well, here's the thing.
people
Here's
talk
the thing.
about.
It's
the
true.
but wait, let me get this
Okay,
point
go
out.
ahead.
The reason I'm saying that is because Pat is also part of the MCN.
Well,
And the thing is, D-Dave is also part of the MCN as well. So
Still?
when D-Dave, still to this day, and
why?
when
He doesn't even
D-Dave-
upload videos.
I don't know. But when D-Dave, when that whole thing came out, when they did their GameStop dumpster diving thing, Pat shit on them. And they're all part of the same MCN, but Pat shit on them while Rich propped them up. And then on top of that, when the Diablo shit came out, Pat had his bad take on it, calling fans entitled, whatever, and Rich shit on Pat for his bad take.
But
All I gotta say is, you know what? I hope we all learned something from this. I can see the frustration through Eric. It took me a while to see it, and I see Eric differently than what I used to. And I'm always free-minded, open-minded. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. But I can see the shit that Eric goes through. I can fucking see it. And that's why I have a different perspective on Eric. I hope after the show, man, just I don't know, man, Eric. I could just see it through you, dude. And I don't believe it was you in this instance. I don't. But I don't know. We had a good talk. All I gotta say is, let's stop the drama. Let's play games, man.
I do on my stream.
oh shit.
All right, it was a good
Well,
one, man.
I want to thank Eric for joining us tonight, and I want to thank Smash for joining us tonight.
Time, dude. If you want me to come back another week, let me know.
All right, definitely. So thanks everybody for watching. This was Over the Top Podcast. You guys have a good one.